In the sun, together 50 strong. 50 years they have been here giving you the best. Trinidad to the ball. KFC, TNT is home. The goal along 50 strong every line anytime. Trinidad to the ball. KFC, TNT is home. Doors open in 1973. St. James the first outlet in Trinidad. It's TNT that make this singer. For KFC, TNT is really sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, we love up this country. Sweet, sweet TNT. Best place in the world to ever be. Oh, 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 oh.
It's KFC's 50th anniversary in TNT. Come join the celebration. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Are you ready to take your music career to the next level? Do you dream of seeing your songs featured in movies, TV shows, and commercials? Then register today for Music TT's Reverb X Music Conference. From July 5th to the 7th, enjoy 3 days filled with industry experts, networking opportunities, and exclusive insights into music synchronization. Learn from internationally renowned sync experts, composers, and music supervisors. Build relationships that can catapult your career to new heights. Gain access to invaluable workshops. Register now for Reverb X. Spots are filling up. Visit rvrbexperience.com.
Celebrating 100 years of the vital supplies. Have you ever heard of a criticism? Well, let me tell you what it is. Hey, we can start on a Thursday, and the beach always full on a holiday. We jamming still whether we win or we lost, and everybody love off a good pepper sauce. Let me go again. 100 years we celebrating this vital part that we live in. So when you're hungry, don't feel that is kicks. When I say you could always rely on a critics, let me tell you this. That is a criticism. That is a criticism. You lie. That is a criticism. For true. That is a criticism. Don't make true. Celebrate 100 years with 100% true Trinbagonian cricks. The vital supplies.
A new cell phone I buy, moving like it's back in time. Data moving very slow. Switch to the bigger network, now is data covering we nationwide. Now is streaming. I could watch a movie online on his plans for every type of lifestyle. Switch to Digicel is the network with all the vibes. Switch to the better network today. Digicel, better together.
You're listening to The Grind with Chromatics, playing the best in TNT music.
And I come in to just ride the way. So tell me what I could do to fix it. I'm willing to do anything. Just say do it now.
Hey, Choppy.
Check you now. Boss a wine, yeah, love how you do that. Give me wine, tell your friend come to now. Give me wine, yeah, love how you do that. Check you now. Boss a wine, yeah, love how you do that. Give me wine, yeah, you my new gal. Give me wine, yeah, you my new gal. Must be making joke. That bumps in a regular. Wine like you want to fuck. Don't play games with me now. Cause you were easy now. Where your back it on me, steamy. Rest it on me. Notice the fan, know you feel it. Check you now. Boss a wine, yeah, love how you do that. Give me wine, tell your friend come to now. Give me wine, yeah, love all about the grind. Check you now. Boss a wine, yeah, love how you do that. Give me wine, yeah, you my new gal. Give me wine, yeah, you my new gal. Jesus Christ, love how the jeans does grip them ties. Cocky snatch up your soul tonight. Inside you is my peace of mind. Spit on it, don't be polite. Tiptoe, let me back it inside. Pretty girl says she's on mine. Send a man weep on screen all night. But what the jail is this? Check you now. Boss a wine, yeah, love how you do that. Give me wine, tell your friend come to now. Give me wine, yeah, love how you do that. Check you now. Boss a wine, yeah, love how you do that.
You're
give
listening
me wine, yeah,
to
you
The
my new gal.
Grind.
Give me wine, yeah, you my new gal.
So listen, right? And you ever start talking around me down on at your pass. And I know I'm plan. And I come in to just ride you. So tell me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Grind. This
start it off. Brand new music from Hey Chappy.
Check you now. Boss a wine, yeah, love how you do that. Give me wine, tell a friend come to now. Give me wine, yeah, love how you do that. Check you now. Boss a wine, yeah, love how you do that. Give me wine, yeah, you my new gal. Give me wine, yeah, you my new gal. Must be making joke. That bomb man a regular.
Hey.
Wine like you want to fuck. Don't play games with me now.
Excuse me, I didn't edit it.
Cause you were easy now. May your back it on me, steamy. Rest it on me. Notice the fan, know you feel it. Check you now. Boss a wine, yeah, love how you do that. Give me one.
You're listening to The Grind.
Playing the best in TNT music, ladies and gentlemen. We got an action-packed show for you today. We talking music sync, but at the same time, we play the best in TNT music. Let somebody know. Let somebody know the grind is on. Chromatics, DJ, something in the back. Let me go.
Hey, Choppy.
Check you now. Boss a wine, yeah, love how you do that. Give me wine, tell a friend come to now. Give me wine, yeah, love how you do that. Check you now. Boss a wine, yeah, love how you do that. Give me wine, yeah, you my new gal. Give me wine, yeah, you my new gal. Must be making joke. That bomb's in a regular. Wine like you want to fuck. Don't play games with me now. Cause you were easy now. May your back it on me, steamy. Rest it on me. Notice the fan, know you feel it. Check you now. Boss a wine, yeah, love how you do that. Give me wine, tell a friend come to now. Give me wine, yeah, love how you do that. Check you now. Boss a wine, yeah, love how you do that.
Big up over that Choppy, man.
Yeah, you my new girl. Give me wine, yeah, you my new girl.
Yo, Joe.
Jesus Christ, love how the jeans that grip them tight. Pocket snatch up your soul tonight. Inside you is my peace of mind. Spit on it, don't be polite. Tiptoe, let me back it inside. Pretty girl says she's all mine. Send a man weep on screen all night. But what the drill is this? Check you now. Boss a wine, yeah, love how you do that. Give me wine, tell a friend come to now. Give me wine, yeah, love how you do that. Check you now. Boss a wine, yeah, love how you do that. Give me wine, yeah, you my new gal. Give me wine, yeah, you my new gal.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's brand new music coming out from Hey Choppy. This is The Grind. If you're now tuning in, make sure to share up the live. In other words, you can share it if you're on Facebook. Make sure and like and comment. Where are you listening from? Where are you listening to the best in Trinidad and Tobago music from? I want to know. You're through the Chromatics DJ Trap. We go all the way up to 9 o'clock. Well, we might. But we definitely have a special guests, plural, passing through today. Today is very important. If you know an artist, producer, any sort of music creator, friend, we're talking real business, the business of music today. Very important for all creatives. So if you have somebody that might be interested in this sort of conversation, let them tune in. But in the meantime, the best in TNT music, this is The Grind.
I go so then, hello, good evening, like a weapon, see, and me pre that you're not regular. It's not deceiving, I know you feel it for, let me make your girl go.
It's all a midnight, poppy show, make your love flow. Sit down on the bed, make me rock your boat slow. Turn me around, make me run out the door, yeah. Beat it up, make we even discourse. No secret dealings, feelings, oh no. I wanna sample your body, Joe. A little touching up, but make it rough enough, baby.
In a bedroom lover.
You go for me now.
You're listening to The Grind.
This is called a love review.
Hello, good evening, like a weapon, see.
Shiloh and Kutain. He's got a bedroom lover.
I know you're feeling for, let me make your girl go.
It's all a midnight, poppy show, make your love flow. Sit down on the bed, make me rock your boat slow. Turn me around, make me run out the door, yeah. Beat it up, make we even discourse. No secret dealings, feelings, oh no. I wanna sample your body, Joe. A little touching up, but make it rough enough, baby.
In a bedroom lover.
You go for me now. Anytime I want to hit you, make it stop me now.
Bedroom lover.
For you, my baby.
Girl, I'm on a bedroom lover. on my pepper. Sit up on me something, now she calling me hot stepper. Long time is a ragga, real Dunzilla. Beat up on my chest and now she loving the gorilla. Gal come for the topping and for the loving, hugging and kissing and touching at the topic. You see my time and your time, and your time and my time. I appreciate it. Yeah, more than a bedroom lover.
You perform me now. Anytime I want to hit you, make it stop me now.
Bedroom lover.
You know, baby.
Yeah, more than a bedroom lover.
Anytime I want to hit you.
It's me and you, another side.
Who next for the rhythm?
Wanna have fun.
What are you doing? Sounds a young brother in a different style. What's that?
Baby, remember, Steve in your center.
Big up Mr. Trin March, Black Man locked on, man, yeah. Tell you anything different.
It's me and you, another son. Wanna make love, wanna have
We play the best in TNT music. Yo, show the Chromatics DJ Trap. This is the ground.
Baby, remember, Steve in your center. Say she love it and she wanna make love. So baby, do you remember?
Right now, Hennessy, I be.
Steve in your center.
I know what DJ Trap drinking. Gotta give our White Oak sponsorship.
Back shot, she like, she right, hot bike. You know she freaky and she want it whole night. Stiff in your belly, make your ball out fist pipe. She whisper in her ears and she love me feel like. She say, don't leave me. Yeah, she want me break she remember how me make she come speedily. Up time, turn off the TV. She do everything you want, she want please. Remember, stiff in your center. Say she love it and she want make love. So baby, do you remember?
If you're now tuning in on YouTube, make sure and like this video. Boss a comment. I seen all any comments there. Only looking nice. I go big up all of this now. After this one.
Sit down on it, balance on it. If you love it, tell me say you really want it. And me, I go love you for sure. Give you some more. Yeah. Sit down on it, balance on it. If you love it, tell me say you really want it. And me, I go love you for sure. Some more. She said, please don't hurt me. You know my feelings hurting. Baby, she feel just like curtain.
Easy milkman. Clark Eustace.
Things for
Only gotta head to the
Hey, so baby, do you remember?
Head to the website now, ourradio.fm. Go and get the proper audio. I've seen a certain amount of people on the YouTube. Make sure and like the video. Like.
This pretty girl want woman calypso. Fly to me, let me show.
This sound, and I think it is truly wicked no blow, let's go. Pull it up on run straight.
Red, white, and black never sung so good. Tell me, man.
This pretty girl want woman calypso. Fly to me, let me show you how the thing go. Every song boy want run, come link you.
Easy, Britney.
Move when you whine like this and you move like that. When you whine like this and you move like that.
Brand new Jimmy October.
You know you make me say oh, oh. Bust one in the air if you know you a star, say oh, oh. Lighters in the air if you know that you're bad, yeah. Murder she wrote on the wall, I see. This sound and a dimmy song.
DJ Chava tell you Hennessy a beat right now. Brand new Jimmy.
This pretty girl want woman calypso. Fly to me, let me show you how the thing go. Every song boy want run, come link you. From the way that you move when you whine like this and you move like that. When you whine like this and you move like that. You know you make me say oh, oh. Bust one in the air if you know you a star.
Easy to you.
Oh. Lighters in the air if you know that you're bad, yeah. Murder she wrote on the wall, I see. So many times you switched on me. 2-time when you 2-time me. I give you 3 strike and you done strike it. Still can't let go, got me on hold. Heart went cold but that body they burn like. We been smoking on that Bob Marley. You just act like you hurt nobody. Run the streets and you don't say sorry, sorry.
We been smoking all that Bob Marley. You just act like you hurt nobody. You ain't gotta say sorry, no. This pretty girl want woman calypso.
DJ Trap didn't play the next song yet. I feel I want to pull up that Jimmy again. But before that, roll call. Mountainside, big up yourself. Edison McIntosh. Love this vibe. Beantown in the building. Wolan. Boston there. Katrina Lewis. K-Boss in the building. Big up your whole self, K-Boss. Slabo. We have some Slabo lined up there. Young Cash Life Records saying blessings, Matix 100. 100 back, my lord. 1,000 back, my lord. You understand? Navy. Body juice by... I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Big up Navy. Magnus in the building. DJ UCL Mix. I wonder if I can see anybody who on Facebook, but Facebook does not really allow me to see the comments and thing, But that's alright. So you need to head to the website. That's the most important part. The website. OurRadio.fm. Spread the word. Spread the word. You know what I mean? Spread the word. Yeah. Because it was just a dream to have a radio station that plays Trinidad and Tobago music predominantly. Right? And this next artist singing about that dream. You must bring your dreams to reality. Make them reality. Aisha Noel up next. DJ Trav.
Fly to me, let me show you how the thing go. Every song boy want.
You're listening to The Grind.
Fight with yourself, yeah, at war. And nobody gon' see, nobody gon' scream, nobody gon' call. Want some peace of mind overall. I want you to know, I want you to grow. Don't stop, see yourself where you wanna go. Dreams we made up was our underground, now we run the top. Big dreams we made from ghetto youth and star, all because of dreams we made. Some days go be high, go be low. But you have the right mindset, you know that you stay focused on your goals. Negative, yeah, when you're over, so have this all, yeah, motivation. God, you like me, no direction. Bring this sound, time to turn up the nation. Activate now, start elevation. It's dreams we made up.
Icon music. Big up yourself.
Big dreams we made.
If you're now reaching, make sure to like this video on YouTube. Or you work the algorithm. Walk it.
All these dreams we made.
You're listening to The Grind.
She goes by the name of Aisha Noel. Track is called Dreams. Is it real? Big up yourself.
Dream.
This is Trinidad and Tobago music. Our radio.fm. We song it nice.
Fight with yourself, yeah, at war. And nobody gon' see, nobody gon' scream, nobody gon' call. Want some peace of mind overall. I want you to know, I want you to grow. Don't stop, see yourself where you wanna go. Dreams we made up was our underground, now we run the top. Big dreams we made from ghetto youth and star, all because of dreams we made. Some days go be high, go be low. But you have the right mindset, you know that you stay focused on your goals. Negative, yeah, when you're over, so have this all, yeah, motivation. God, you like me, no direction. Bring this sound, time to turn up the nation. Activate now, start elevation. It's dreams we made up was our underground, now we run the top.
DJ Trevor, where you go from
ghetto youth and stuff.
POS
because of
the SFO. That means Port of Spain to San Francisco. LJ, now
I got Lil Shorty in a bag. The way she wind up.
Ladies and gentlemen, every song that you hear on this program is from a Trinidad and Tobago artist, producer. You know, actually, steady boy. You see the flag in the back there? Don't watch no scene. We song better than the rest. Hey!
I got Lil Shorty in a bag. The way she wind her body for me. I think I'm gonna be a dad. She'll make the youth so honey. And I'm not searching for no confrontation. I just a good vibration. She a wet up like a condensation. Just up the condensation. Mine for the night, but I mine not a sight. Girl, I
that funny, I got a pocket of money and we be blowing it all night. And we can travel to a place where it's sunny, show off your bikini body and lay it up at the shoreline. Pull in the grass, you got your lipstick pressing. Half of the day, baby, pull up with your best son. What can I say? I got a body you can flex on. I got it easy cause she pulled up with a dress on. Yeah. Mine for the night, thought I might not outside. Girl, I like what I like. Oh, goose with the Sprite. Girl, it's you that I like. Put this touch to the side. Oh, it's you that I want so much. You that I touch so much. Oh, it's you that I want so much.
Get familiar with your artist. She goes by the name of LJ.
Oh, only my bread and I your friend zone, yeah. Thanks for dunking on your end zone, yeah. End zone, yeah. She see the bike, she think I'm Enzo, yeah. She want to ride up in my Enzo, yeah. Yeah, because she rocks up, she dips up. She a dance to reggae and calypso. Lightweight, baby sip slow. Love it when she turn up on a tiptoe, yeah. Regular she joke, she don't play about me. Girls gone wild up on the balcony.
Yeah. She bubble and she pushing up her hips up.
Can't keep her lips off me, yeah.
Shortcuts them in life, me trying to dodge all the bad mind friend. And he tell me the tough of the battle will be the sweet of the victory. I see the bad mind people, them a pre me. See the tough of the battle will be the sweet of the victory.
Big up my brother Rajiv every time. Easy,
Lord, it wasn't easy. Tell you one time, pull me 2 times, pull me 3 times, me don't like that. I don't trust smiles, don't trust no guy. You see those eyes, them are Delilah. I need my acres on the island. I need
We need to talk about it. Brand new album from First Class out now. It's called Man Like Class. And this song is off it. It's called Victory. Class, my brother. You just keep doing your thing, man. Good music, good music.
And he tell me the tough of the battle will be the sweet of the victory. I see the bad mind people, them a pre me. See the tough of the battle will be the sweet of the victory. Life sweet, but the price that me pay, Lord, it wasn't easy. Tell you one time, pull me 2 times, pull me 3 times, me don't like that. I don't trust smiles, don't trust no guy. You see no
easy K boss.
I need my acres on the island. I need the big one with the diamond. Every night I kneel long and I pray, Lord, for the dividends, yeah. Even when the battle get ugly, my melody still on the TV. Bad mind try to fight me in 4D. Jaja keep my blessings on repeat, yeah. Them know the real cheese rich, yeah. Know the fake from them great we, yeah. But them coulda never be we, nah. Them gonna tell me the tough of the battle, yeah. With the sweet of the victory. I see the bad mind people, them a pre me, yeah. See the tough of the battle, yeah. Will be the sweet of the victory, yeah. Life sweet, but the price that me pay, Lord, it wasn't easy.
Life sweet, but the price that we pay, it wasn't easy, man. People just only watch the end result. They don't watch the grind that goes into a lot of things. Mountainside, yes, we have the new scriptures. Scriptures, big up yourself, eh? But you know, I always got your back, my brother. Don't worry, no, man, don't worry. All right, but let me ask you something. What happens when you bring 3 artists together from 3 different worlds for one impromptu acoustic jam session? O.U.R Radio and Lime.tt presents 3 Chairs, episode 5, featuring Rion Elbon, Jazzy Blaze, and Giovanna. Out now on O.U.R Radio's YouTube channel. Yes, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, the whole episode, just search 3 Chairs and you'll see all the episodes, the different episodes of 3 Chairs, the series popping up. Right, is a project between Lime.tt and O.U.R Radio, producing some really great, nice content, some acoustic vibes, hearing artists in a different sort of realm. And this episode features Rion Elbon, Jazzy Blaze, and Giovanna. 3 Chairs is brought to you by Music TT, Hennessy, O.U.R Radio, as in our radio, and Lime.tt. Big up on Lime.tt family. Big up my Lime Juve family. I feel like we can have a Juve twice a year. We should really have Justin Lime Country. What's going on? Could do a Lime Country in the middle of the year. Anyway, big up the Music TT too as well, because, you know, are you ready to take your music career to the next level? Do you dream of seeing your songs featured in movies, TV shows, and commercials? Then register today for Music TT's Reverb X Music Conference from July 5th. That is this Wednesday. Right? Enjoy 3 days filled with industry experts, networking opportunities, and exclusive insights about music synchronization. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're tuning in, we are talking about that today. We have some special guests from Music TT who will be joining us in the next hour. But the conference is on from this Wednesday to Friday. Make sure and register now. Learn from internationally renowned sync experts, composers, and music supervisors. Build relationships that could catapult your career to new heights. Gain access to invaluable workshops. And so register now for Reverb X. Spots are filling up fast. It's Wednesday, so technically you have less than 48 hours. So go to www.rvrbexperience.com to secure your spot now. Register for the conference today. You could, if you want to wait till tomorrow, you'll let you need last minute. Okay, but register today. Sync licensing is a very important part of music, and for artists out there or anybody who is listening, a musician, an artist, a creative has to capitalize on the many different revenue streams. A lot of the general public think your music playing, you're making money, you're getting shows, you're making money. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. It's about capitalizing on all aspects, all revenue income, all different types of revenue income that are generated by music and by creating music. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I say, keep it locked. We're right here. Child, we ain't taking no break, We're going straight through. We're going to take a break before the guests come. Because I think we have a good bit of music to play again in the alternative segment. Yeah? Like this one coming out from Slabo.
My love for is strong, check the potency. The grind when she have, she will conceive. She me avocado for the rice and peas. We go together well, she have you lock me at the key. Good property, my cup of tea.
Easy Noche Blanca.
Love she wine, she life. Never get a man treat her so nice. Love is strong, she feels so bright. I wish she need, 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 I wish she need. Potent love it, and she can't do it without it. I wish she need, 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 I wish she need. Potent love it, and she can't do it without it. She indulge in love, she never regret. She might not ease, she never reset. Good loving and massage flesh. No empty promise, 100%. No concentrate, just love from the source. She know if you wait until you love her right. Get it from the start.
I don't know Noche Blanca don't sign up for the conference. I know I seen him on Wednesday. I know that.
I wish she need, I wish she need, I wish she need, I wish she need, I wish she need. Potent love it.
868, it's all about the grind.
I wish she need, 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 I wish she need. Potent love it, and she can't do it without it. Potent love she requests. I gave her the best of me. I saw something in she. Her body is a myth.
If you're loving this song, I want you to like the video on YouTube right now.
I love her energy. She's so rude. The love is potent too. She say love is lovely. Powerful love for sure. Wish she do. She get me in the mood.
Big up my brother DJ Kidin. If you want some big tune like this, I'll hit him up now, man. You know that you're getting that.
I wish she need, 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 I wish she need. Potent love it, and she can't do it without it. I wish she need, 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 I wish she need.
Fellas, if you love it potent, if it's slight,
love it.
You better watch your back in on DJ Trap.
Good love, yeah. You give me good loving. You give me good loving. You give me good loving. Back it up. Hey, girl, all you push back. Baby, yo.
Mad vibes. Jinx. Jam.
Good love, yeah. You give me good loving. You give me good loving. You give me good loving. Back it up. Hey, girl, all you push back. Baby, give me love, all you push that. Hey, when you look back, baby, girl, you look like a good
snack. Yum, yum. Hey, girl, how you push back? Baby, give me love, how you push that. Yeah, you look so good when you look back.
YouTubers, if you in the comments, boss a comment right now, yo.
Girl, how you just push it back, push it back, push it back, push it back, Grace. Push it back, push it back, push it back, push it back, Grace. Push it back, push it back, push it back, push it back, Grace. Push it back. Push it back, push it back and then brace. And I love it 24/7. Inside the temple, make it my heaven. Give me the water.
Right now we on 16 likes on Facebook, and let me take it to 20 now. Just four more. Hold on there, just like the video now. Quick.
You give me water, you give me sweet watermelon. You give me good love. You give me good loving. Baby, give me good love. When you walk it up, yeah. You give me good love. You give me good.
Now you see the next song.
Baby, give me good.
We premiered it a few weeks ago, but this one is called M's, coming down from artists goes by the name of Magnus DJ Tobago. We mixed that one night.
You're listening to The Grind.
Money like my dog. Feed the pretty girls and fast cars. Me want to see the world in first class. See me want.
You're listening to The Grind.
Yep, that's what you're doing right now. Magnus, big up yourself.
Money can't buy happiness, but happiness can't buy rice. Rich you want to live a bigger life. Run, take off.
Fun, you man, with this one.
See me want M's. Money like my dog. Feed the pretty girls and fast cars. Me want to see the world in first class. See me want M's. Make money like my dog. Feed the pretty girls and fast cars. Me want to see the world in first class. This broke lifestyle enough for me. 10 million next time when you see me. Human men see me grind to the city. Real bad free, couple grand for your titties. Outside and mommy represent Ginny. And me hustle hard for me feed the family. Chasing my dreams to my build legacy. Skying on the limit of your heights. Me want M's. Make money like my dog. Feed the pretty girls and fast cars. Me want to see the world in first class. See me want M's. Make money like my dog. Feed the pretty girls and fast cars. Me want to see the world in first class. And not careless. We get any girl where we pre. And we lifestyle looking like a movie. Cologne a kick just like a Bruce Lee. Say we said friends, money and no problem. Drive big Beamer and Benz. Pretty girl around 10, then I bring over friends. Now the party just starting, everybody want M's. M's. Tell me what M's. Make money like my dog. Feed the pretty girls and fast cars. Me want to see the world in first class. Tell me what M's. Make money like my dog. Feed the pretty girls and fast cars. Me want to see the world in first class. M's. Money and no problem. Fight me my hand. Tell I bring over friends. Everybody want M's.
Yes, sir. Everybody want M's. Right now the lotto is 6.5, chap. So you know we go try to take
10 million.
We go try to 6 million point 5 where we get
10 million.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is a grind. Playing the best in TNT music. Don't play that one yet, Trav. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, we do every Monday. We bust new tune, new artists. Well, this artist ain't new to the show, right? We started off with brand new H.O.P., which is called New Girl. Let me make sure and check out that one. And this is a brand new one coming down from the artist who goes by the name of Paragon. We've played his music many times here on the grind for many years, but this one is called The Coldest Shoulder. Right? DJ Trav. Brand new right here on the grind.
Oh, I say that, oh, baby, yeah. I know you wanna make a movie, hey. You's a fool if you're thinking you could fool me. It's what you're really trying to do me, good. If I ever put it on, you had to cool it.
Make it start come back, baby. Cause I can go longer, baby. I don't wanna get you turned up, but I just feel you like it like that. So bring a body next to mine, let me test the ties with that sexy wine where you got.
You're listening to the grind.
Brand new music coming down from Paragon. That one is called Coldest Shoulder. Video out and thing, you know.
I know you wanna make a movie. Hey, you're a fool if you're thinking you could fool me. It's what you're really trying to do me. Good. If I ever put it on your heart to cool it. Make it start come back, baby. Cause I can go longer, baby. I don't wanna get you turned up, but I just feel you like it like that. So bring a body next to mine, let me test the ties with that sexy wine where you got. Cause if I ever get inside, I will emphasize why I'm next in line for the spot. So why you are the coolest shoulder? When we could be two peas in a pod, mommy, when you pull me closer and closer. You want me feeling like you needed my love. So bring that body next to mine, let me test the ties with that sexy wine where you got. Cause if I ever get inside, I will emphasize why I'm next in line for the spot. So why you are the coolest shoulder? When we could be two peas in a pod, mommy, when you pull me closer and closer. You want me feeling like you needed my love. So why you wanna start all over? Pretty girl, your body Coca-Cola, composure maintain, so no need for closure. Me meet a brother with the keys to Rover. You would have to say much from a Trinidad by the way you shape up. Melanin popping and I need no makeup. Anytime your body need a renovation, oh baby please don't take long, cause I know you wanna make a movie. But you's a fool if you're thinking you could fool me. It's what you're really trying to do me, girl. Cause if I ever put it on your heart to cool it. Make it start come back, baby. Cause I can go longer, baby. I don't wanna get you turned up, but I just feel you like it like that. So bring that body next to mine, let me test the ties with that sexy wine where you got. Cause if I ever get inside, I will emphasize why I'm next in line for the spot. So why you are the coolest shoulder? When we could be two peas in a pod, mommy, when you pull me closer and closer. You want me feeling like you needed my love. So bring that body next to mine, let me test the ties with that sexy wine where you got. Cause if I ever get inside, I will emphasize why I'm next in line for the spot. So why you are the coolest shoulder? When we could be two peas in a pod, mommy, when you pull me closer and closer. You want me feeling like you needed my love now, baby. Now, baby.
Say, girl, you're my bestie, yeah. Ever text me, yeah. Girl, you're my bestie. Ever sex me, yeah. Say, girl, you're my bestie. Ever sex me, Girl, you're my bestie. Ever stress me, Say she not left me. Matter how the boyfriend are vexy. She are my special, yeah. She are my lovey, yeah. Tell me love how you bubble it. Quint and double it. You know some me love it there. But you just on my bed. Say girl you're my Say girl you're my bestie, yeah. Ever text me, yeah. Girl you're my bestie, ever sex me, yeah. Say girl you're my bestie, ever sex me, Girl you're my bestie, ever stress me, Say she not left me. Matter how the boyfriend are vexy. She are my special, yeah. She are my lovey, yeah. Tell me love how you bubble it. Quint and double it. You know some me love it there. But you just are my bestie. Say girl you're my bestie, yeah. Ever text me, yeah. Girl you're my bestie. Ever sex me, yeah. Say girl you're my bestie. Ever sex, Girl you're my bestie. Ever stress me, She no hesitant to call me when she honey. When was maybe take from night till I'm morning. You fat punani. Your body that call me girl. And that's how I stress me. But still me not left shit. but you just are my bestie. Say, girl, you're my bestie, yeah. Ever text me, yeah. Girl, you're my bestie. Ever sex me, yeah. Say, girl, you're my bestie. Ever sex me, Girl, you're my bestie. Ever stress me,
It's summertime, summertime. Well, could I build the house here down on the sun? Mama said don't build no house and sun. Mama want house on top of the hill. Cool off a freeze and the beers them chill. I'm a youth man with real ambition. Invest my money in a big program. Bring some girl them from London. Girl go and cool and sip on the sun, cause it's a party. Girl go and couple up full. Party. Yeah, what? It's summer.
Alright, I'm back. Brand new one coming down from Trinidad. That one in him summertime Java.
I build the house here down on the sun. Mama said don't build no house and sun. Mama want house on top of the hill. Cool off a freeze and the beers them chill. I'm a youth man with real ambition. Invest my money in a big program. Bring some girl them from London. Girl go and cool and sip on the sun, cause it's a party. Girl go and bubble up whole party. You don't know it's summertime. Summertime. Rock back shorty. TikTok touch floor die naughty. You don't know it's summertime. Big bag girl, yeah, she African. White girl, yeah, them a sun and tan. Oh, Lord of mercy, where you come from?
Big up Brucey Bruce, Valiant Film Studios, respect my lord.
Body on this speaker, girl, ride it like biker.
The best radio station TT have it. Trinidad and Tobago.
Cause it's a party. Girl, one bubble up pool party. You don't know it's summertime. Summertime. Rock back shorty. TikTok touch floor die naughty. You don't know it's summertime. Girl, well, glad we went to party. See faces and girl look happy. No, it's summertime. Hey, what's next on your mind? COVID-19. Look, we up there in a dead scene. Now we on we free time. Hey, girl, we gonna party tonight. Cause it's a party. Girl, one bubble up pool party. You don't know it's summertime. Summertime. Rock back shorty. TikTok touch floor die naughty.
And Trinidad and Tobago music is so versatile. So many different genres exist in Trinidad and Tobago, and that's what we on the grind we try to showcase as much as we could within our format. But of course, our radio.fm showcases all the different vibes and variations of Trinidad and Tobago music and whatever genres that they come in. And shout out to Music TT for always supporting and different genres. You know what I mean? They never stuck to one sort of artist in many of the promotions. Oh, Valdez, what you saying, my brother? Falling, Hennessy and White Oak beating right now. Right? You know what I mean? So, as I said, ladies and gentlemen, we have some special guests passing through in the next hour to discuss some music business things. So once again, make sure and share, spread this word, spread this video right now. Or let's jump in the comments. Don't frighten. You don't have to send us any voice notes. We really would love if you send us voice notes to 4664 O.U.R. That's 466-4687. And so we can play it live on here. But, we can read the comments because we can read, you know what I mean? Yeah. We can read script real good wrong here, All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is The Grind. We have 10 more minutes for our first hour, but we have a bag of music in this sort of what we call the alternative segment, meaning music that can't really be put into a box. All right, and we have this one coming out from 1K. Stay active, big up 1K every time. This is called Reggae and Calypso. Get familiar.
You're listening to The Grind.
Yes, man, Valdez, get back water, go and wash the waves and just pour O.U.R. on in the background, that's all. You go wash them waves quick.
The way she move, she ain't the man.
Skin tone chocolate, caramel tan. Let me know when you got time on your hands. We can fly, take a trip, I'll put your toes in the sun. I'm 1K, but I spend more than $1,000 just to see you happy in no time in the span. So when they ask in the biz, say it is what it is. And if they ask how it's going, tell them it's going as planned. And if you're telling me you don't like the sun, then easily we could just fly go to France. And if not France, we could just fly go Japan. There's nothing that you don't like that I would stand. She asked me what I really do with my time. I tell her that I mostly be with the gang. Then I ask her the same, and she start getting mad. Say they ain't going to place, them and them going outside. She rocks so, dip so. She dance reggae and calypso. That waistline, dip low. I like the way that you limbo. I'll bring the Hennessy and the Indo. Take a glass and baby we'll sip slow. By the end depending how things go, we'll dance reggae and calypso. It's easy, believe me. You're there, I'm liking the scenery. By your side is where there I need be. Grant you every wish like a genie. Can't lie, you're ahead of the class. Most girl them talk, they know you're for the task. You already know I put you first and not last. So if you give me your hand, I'll give you diamonds, not glass. Trust me, I'll give you once and a need. Once I know that you're not here for the tease. Vacation, better there with the breeze. So high up in the trees, love it came with the keys. Sundress, I like the motion its way. I keep on hoping that you give me the play. And that will be the time, yeah that will be the day. What I'm trying to say, I really hope that you stay. She rocks so, dip so. She dance reggae and calypso. That waistline, dip low. I like the way that you limbo. I'll bring the Hennessy and the Indo. Take a glass and baby we'll sip.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Brian playing the best in TNT music. Make sure and like the video, especially if you like this tune. Big up Kutain and Tempa.
If they be like them, I put it in ya. Talk chat, rock back, cause I ain't no beginner. Can I see serious when it comes to my loving in her? The bite and the parties make up for sure. Oh, she said she love my knowledge, cause she never get someone to connect like this. I know she really worried, cause she realized I learned she body too quick. But if the sweet that we continue, yeah, we not here for a long time. Touch my body, it's all up to you, yeah. I don't mind, but I will you like, so you can do what you want, baby.
Sure, when we get to you must come back. Smooth brown shape, style, body intact. You know where you like, so you're straight to the fact. While seeing when you lift it up, me take it from the back. My baby, many people say that you would never be. Keep it pushing along, come back with a strategy. On my view, you're just a simple way to say me feel. Me coulda let me direct on me energy.
Well, so you have a temper, call me manage it. Let me stop it in and show you how to damage it. No kind of bad love, yeah, you understand me. The kind of to make you feel real, appreciate it. I'm in for me, strong veggie body, I take much of money. Like what she premeditate, all that for me. She was a levitate, me touch a G, copy. She said she gone, but she didn't talk back cause she need that. Well, as a man, I'm a real, she said she feel that. She started to play with she's a keeper. Man, what you doing, boy, I be my tender priya. Yeah.
All night. She just talked, she want to come give me this sweet wine. Yeah. She said she fed up at the inside. She want the freak come outside. Smoke some man on mine. Bend over, flex one time, yeah. G's and H's. Love when you bubble in a sundress. The way she wind up on me. Cocky now go down like sunset. She man get upset. But my dog them a wrong me up on back. She throw wine on me, look me in my eyes and confess. Y'all let's just move on. Hard weed, more rum. She get loose when it gone. Watch how she push it back. Let's just move on. Hard weed, more rum. She get loose when it gone. Watch how she push it back. She wanna know why the dog so drippy. Back a girl who stick me with the picking it, but me never silly, so me wrap up your willy. last year for me go out for the jelly. Hey, you might do it so easily. The alien a slide right through design. Me deal with the good left, she bars again. Now she confess she can't get enough of me. Hey. G's and H's, love when you bubble in a sundress. The way she wind up on me, cocky now go down like sunset. She man get upset, but my dog them around me up on back.
Come correct, check your vibe. Come correct, yeah. That's a come correct. If you walk connect with me, come correct, yeah. Cause my vibe good, energy good, my team good, everybody look good. My vibe good, energy good, yeah. My vibe good, energy good, my team good, everybody look good. My vibe good, energy good, yeah. Keep your energy up, way up. Oh yeah, 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 oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Keep your energy up, way up. Oh yeah, 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 oh yeah, yeah.
You say I'm crazy, girl, you know you turn me on. No if, no maybe. You say when I'm around. You say I'm crazy, girl, you know you turn me on. No if, no maybe. You got me all up in my feelings, girl, I'm waiting way too long, way too long. What's going on? When you hear I get this feeling, so confusing, but I'm in love. Just hold me now, baby. Girl, you got me waiting way too long, way too long. Oh. Girl, I'm sick of waiting, waiting for you, for you. Oh. Girl, you got me waiting. Girl, you got me waiting. You know I ain't playing. Baby, stop wasting time, anticipating. Can't get you off my mind. I'm so addicted. Oh, baby, to your love. Oh no, no. You got me all up in my feelings. Girl, I'm waiting way too long, way too long. What's going on? When you hear I get this feeling, so confusing, but I'm in love. Just hold me now, baby. Girl, you got me waiting way too long, way too long. Oh. Girl, I'm sick of waiting, waiting for you, for you. Oh.
Such a beautiful day. Sunshine, good vibes, nice man. Now I gotta give thanks and praise.
So yes, ladies and gentlemen, our guests are in the building. So you gotta rounds up the crew, let people know that we're gonna talk to things them very soon. This is the grind playing the best in TNT music. You're truly Chromatics, DJ Trav. Aye?
My life is so special, always getting better. Joy flows with no effort. What's the sense of stressing? Love in every breath I take, joy in every step I make. Still giving thanks that I woke up today. I can say that I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm sleep at night, there's joy in my life. Despite the trials that I see inside, no bad energy can kill off the vibes. Better be a blessing than somebody like. Everything's a lesson, just open your eyes. Never see me stressing, there's no compromise. My life is so special, always getting better. Joy flows with no effort. What's the sense of stressing? Love in every breath I take, joy in every step I make. Still giving thanks that I woke up today. I can say that I'm happy. bad vibes, enjoy in my life. Spice, the child that I see inside. Nobody in the day can feel love the vibe. Gonna be a blessing in somebody's life. Everything I listen, just open your eyes. Never see me stressing, there's no compromise. My life is so special. Always getting better. My life is so special. Always getting better.
Baby. Jaja, Jaja, Swappy, and Ninja me name. Boom. So many blessings coming my way. So I'm happy today. No daddy, yo. But mama around and she feeling okay. Singing the puree. Who give you the light of day?
So, ladies and gentlemen,
give you the profession to make you see your way.
Our guests are in the building. We're gonna end off our first hour. This one, Ninja featuring Swappy. This one is called Thank You. Come we giving thanks on a Monday, yeah?
So today let me holler you. Let me holler you to say thank you, Jaja. Thank you, Jaja. So today let me holler you. Let me holler you to say thank you, Jaja. Thank you, Jaja. For my blessings, for my soldiers. Thank you, Jaja. Thank you, Jaja. Thank you, Jaja. For my blessings, for my soldiers. Thank you, Jaja. Say no be calling out my name, bro. Me not really on the fame, no. Couple G's on me side like Draco. No couldn't try stress my head, though. You not see my place, so if you're not like that, then stay so. Count me account like bingo, and me blessings will fall and rain, no. Who give you the light of day? Who give you the provision to make you see your way? You do the dance like me. Dance. So much a blessing day. Dance. So me beg you, no, don't do me that. Don't give me no BS, give me cash. Them say me too bougie and all that. Just I love myself, you do that. So me beg you, no, don't do me that. Don't give me no BS, give me cash. Them say me too bougie and all that. Just I love myself, you do that. So today let me holler you. Let me holler you to say thank you, Jaja. Thank you, Jaja. So today let me holler.
So yes, ladies and gentlemen, once again, that's the sounds of Ninja featuring Swappy under the Afro vibes. Yeah? Under some different thing. But Chinese, we versatile like that. We'll be doing everything. And well, everything. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, our guests are here. We sent out the broadcast. I've got an incredible response from artists, producers, creatives alike who want to talk these things today. And we have the people in the building to talk these things. But we must pay the bills before we do that. Ladies and gentlemen, spread the word. We are about to get into it. Our representatives from Music TT and abroad are here to discuss many different things in music and music business, right? But of course, we got to give it up to KFC.
Islands in the sun, together 50 strong. 50 years they have been here giving you the best. Trinidad to the bone. KFC, TNT is home. The golden down 50 strong, every line, anytime. Trinidad to the bone. KFC, TNT is home. Doors open in 1973. St. James the first outlet in Trinidad. It's TNT that make this singer. For KFC, TNT is really sweet TNT. Oh, we love up this country. Sweet TNT. Best place in the world to ever be. Oh.
It's KFC's 50th anniversary in TNT. Come join the celebration. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Are you ready to take your music career to the next level? Do you dream of seeing your songs featured in movies, TV shows, and commercials? Then register today for Music TT's Reverb X Music Conference. From July 5th to the 7th, enjoy 3 days filled with industry experts, networking opportunities, and exclusive insights into music synchronization. Learn from internationally renowned sync experts, composers, and music supervisors. Build relationships that can catapult your career to new heights. Gain access to invaluable workshops. Register now for Reverb X. Spots are filling up. Visit rvrbexperience.com.
Celebrating 100 years of the vital supplies. Have you ever heard of a criticism? Well, let me tell you what it is. Hey, we can start on a Thursday, and the beach always full on a holiday. We jamming still whether we win or we lost, and everybody love off a good pepper sauce. Let me go again. 100 years we celebrating this vital part how we living. So when you're hungry, don't feel that is kicks. When I say you could always rely on a cricks, let me tell you this. That is a criticism. That is a criticism. You lie. That is a criticism. For true. That is a criticism. Don't make true. Celebrate 100 years with 100% true Trinbagonian cricks. The vital supplies.
A new cell phone I buy, moving like it's back in time. Data moving very slow. Switch to the bigger network. Now is data covering we nationwide. Now is streaming. I could watch a movie online on his plans for every type of lifestyle. Switch to Digicel. Is the network with all the vibes. Switch to the better network today. Digicel, better together.
You're listening to The Grind with Chromatics playing the best in TNT music.
So yes, ladies and gentlemen, as we said before, we are ready to get into it. Our guests are here. We're going to put them on screen now. They're looking good, the lighting good, everybody good? Everybody good, you know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Grind, and we welcome today, right? Y'all saw the promo, y'all would have got the broadcast, y'all saw everything on O.U.R. Instagram page. We are joined by Melissa from Music TT, the general manager of Music TT, you know, big title, and Fella OK, who is here for the RVRB Reverb Experience conference. Correct. Fella, you reach early, so that means you come to experience the fullness of Trinidad. Just pull in your mic a little bit there, bro.
Yeah, man, it's great to be here.
Yeah,
this is my second time in Trinidad, and it's an interesting place for sure.
Interesting place. I like that. Some people will say it's not a real place, you know, but it's an interesting place.
That's what he meant to say.
Trevor, you feel free to jump on the mic if you want to jump in the conversation as a DJ, as somebody who might have different questions about what we're about to talk about. But Mel, wait, hold on. So Melissa Jimenez, the general, huh? Close. How was it? Jimenez. I like him. Jimenez. Jimenez girl. We from Trinidad. I always say it. If I was in New York and I say Jimenez. Or Miami. And as I say once again, we are joined by Fella OK, and I got the pronunciation correct the first time. I want to read your bio, King. or this synopsis of your bio, right? Fella OK, super agent, producer, creative industry czar, a well-connected, multi-hyphenated and multi-dimensional entrepreneur, super agent and producer in strategic transition, strategy, business development and marketing and distribution management with a complementing mixture of creative, business understanding, and strategic leadership. Fella has successfully developed and facilitated business in multiple regions, including Europe, Africa, and the USA. Fella focuses on the entertainment, media, sports, and tech industries. Returning to Nigeria from 2011 to 2016, Fella has served as a consultant at MTV Africa, VP, Media Events, Content, and Business Development at Spinlet, Commercial Director at Trace TV Africa, Managing Director at Brights Africa, which is the premier rights management agency for Warner Brothers content and consumer products, Head of Commercial at Temple Management, and founder of his own boutique agency, Fluent, I pronounce it right, Sports and Entertainment, a full-service, the culture-centric agency built to serve the best talent, brands, and platforms beyond the continent. Such roles have put Fella front and center within the music, theater, and film, which I assume is Nigerian film? Well, you'll explain it. TV, sports, and media industries in Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, and Ghana, forming the bridge to the creative industries globally. Fluent was later sold to CK Talent Management, Inc. All right, so all I get, Fella, whole life story there in a nutshell, you know what I mean? Right, so before we get to you, Fella, Mel, tell us, you don't mind not calling you Mel, right? Does anybody else call you Mel?
Everybody.
Okay, well then good. Right? So, I mean, me and you have done, I and Music TT have done a lot of work in the past, so, and done a lot of different conferences, events, executions. So tell us about this one, RVRBX, Reverb Experience 2023.
Yeah, so Reverb itself was actually born out of a series of webinars we were doing pre-pandemic.
Pre-pandemic?
Yeah, pre-pandemic. We ran those webinars every month for almost 3 years. We had 32 episodes down where we had experts come and talk on very niche specific topics. That was to basically build an educational library on YouTube, which is still available, that persons can go and refer to certain topics when they want to know how to do this, how to do that, how to do the other. So that library is housed on YouTube on our page there. So after that, we were like, okay, we've reached 32 episodes now. What next? And we're like, let's make this into a conference. Like, they have their South by Southwest, they have their Midams, they have their Mbizos, they have their everything all over the world. Let's create this for our space. We want to be the next that, you know? So we started out during the pandemic in 2021, having it fully online. In the first instance, we, you know, I'm always saying this line because it still astonishes me to this day. We were expecting about average 3,000 persons to be viewing. We ended up with 28,000 persons in that first year. And the second year, similar success that way in terms of viewership. So, and we were able to secure top talent from across the world, not paying a cent for any of it. In terms of the talent, I mean, we had big corporations, multinational music organizations. We had TikTok last year with us as well. And they were just willing to do it because everybody wants to know about the Caribbean space. Right? We don't have a lot of online access in terms of them being able to access our companies online because they're not online, half of the companies. So they want to come and they want to have the communication and that relationship and collaboration to be able to understand the Caribbean space and how we work, how we function, etc. So they were more than happy to be a part of it with us. And that said, we said, okay, 2 years down in the bucket, let's go hybrid this year. So which brings us to this year. We are streaming it live through our website for free. However,
you have to sign up.
The real value, you don't have to sign up for the online. You could just go on the day and stream it.
Okay, cool.
Easy peasy.
Real bootleg, real Trinidad, yeah.
Real easy. Access is open.
You'll be like, who are the link, boy? Look the link there.
The link right there. But the real benefit is coming to the bricks. In person, so that you get to network with people like Fella and all his army of persons that he brought with him.
He bring a whole squad, a whole team.
He bring a whole squad with him.
What the team?
So they coming tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay.
So yeah, you want to be on the ground at the bricks so that you can take advantage of the mentorship sessions, the B2B sessions that will happen and network there with them.
Okay, so tell me now, what is this conference itself is dealing with a sort of specific topic?
Correct.
So give me a little insight into that, or give the people an insight into that rather.
So the overall theme is NSYNC, and yes, we were playing around with NSYNC for the boy band. So it is NSYNC,
right?
Where the first day we're going to focus on investments in music. The second day is going to focus on music synchronization, and the third day is going to focus on music and film. So we have a mix of panels, interviews, keynotes, workshops, etc. lined up across the 3 days to address those topics.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here. And where can people go to register?
They can go to www.reverbexperience.com, and that's RVRBexperience.com.
Well, I go no.
Yeah, because tickets almost done. And when I say almost
wait,
done,
how do you mean
like
almost done? I don't understand.
Like, I'm not even exaggerated. It's almost done.
All right, so all the artists in my chat, because you know we are a TNT first artist first platform. So all I make sure and spread the word, even if it's and artists who making great music, a producer who's making great music, make sure and spread the word, right? Get them to come out. Fella,
Yes,
blessings.
Sir. Yeah, man, it's great to be here.
Yeah,
I love your setup, man. Congrats. This is awesome. This is where real music lives, like places like this.
You know, though, I could get this. I'll get the story about this station and this program after we wrap.
For sure.
But I mean, after reading your bio,
yeah.
So give us a little more insight into what you hope to bring, knowledge-wise, within this conference and to the Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the bio can scare people sometimes. I'm a lot older than I look. I've been in this.
So you're the opposite of me. Okay.
The creative industries for about 25 years now. Maybe a little bit closer to 30 years now. Like since my 20s after law school. But yeah, now full circle. You know, a few years ago, I decided to focus on the Black diaspora. You know, I'm Nigerian first, African second, Black third, and then everything else after that. I've lived across the U.S. I've lived in the U.K., born and bred in the U.K.
Right.
I'm Nigerian, so I've lived in Nigeria as well. But, you know, over the years and doing the kind of work I do, which is fundamentally the foundation is representation of talent. And out of representation of talent, you get to work within, I got to work within music, sports, film and TV, worked with some of the biggest talent globally. I was very much there at the forefront of Afrobeats and worked with people like Wizkid, Burna Boy. Spinlet was Africa's first streaming service.
Really?
Yeah.
So that was like similar to Apple Music, Spotify.
Well, Spinlet was Africa's version of iTunes.
Right. Okay.
We launched in 2012. We spent a whole bunch of money, and then the investor got bored and thought, this is going to take a lot more money to do anything with. But we kind of set the trend. I don't know if over there, if you've heard of Boomplay is like Africa's new streaming service. It's a Chinese brand. It was born out of Techno, the handset phone manufacturers. So every Techno phone has Boomplay on it. So that's how they were selling like, I think 5 million phones a month or something.
Serious.
And they had Boomplay, the music app on, so they've grown. Now you've got people like Audio Mac, who are big on the continent and stuff like that.
Audio Mac is big out there? In continent?
Yeah.
All right. Shout out my brother DJ Pond in that one. Yeah.
So with this conference, I mean, I met Melissa through Leslie at Film TT. I came about 6 weeks ago to the conference, but we'd been speaking before that, talking about, you know, my experience in the creative world. I have a huge network, and I think on my last trip, we had coffee, and she mentioned Reverb X, and I was like, yeah, you know, why don't I get involved as a sponsor with my current company, which is called Hyphenate, because on representation side, we focus on multi-hyphenated talent, so whether they're film, TV, sports, they can cross over into all these, and that's what's happening in the entertainment and the creative world now. Talent are not one-dimensional; they're multi-dimensional. So I felt like there was a need for an agency that could do that.
So when you say that need, that sort of crosses over. So like, if athlete wants to do film, or needs music in his content or vice.
Yeah, it's more so from a.
Describe it to me. How it would work.
So from a talent perspective, so if we're repping an actor, but we focus on actors who can also sing, an actor who can also dance, that kind of thing. On the sports side, so if you look at all the NBA players in the States now, they're getting into tech investments, they're getting into content. If you look at LeBron James, he's producing film, he's doing all those kind of things. So I felt there was a gap for an agency that focuses on that, not just representing an actor who just focuses on film and TV and that sort of stuff. So that's what we're focused on. But I also wanted to make it even more niche and focus on the Black diaspora. So the relationship between everybody Black outside the U.S. So Black Africa, Black Caribbean, Latin America. So with Brazil, that's our focus. That's the roadmap we've kind of come up with. And so Reverb X enabled us to get involved and come and talk about the music business. I have a huge network, so coming with me, my business partner Solomon Shania, he's a music IP finance expert. He's worked with Lauryn Hill.
I was reading his bio earlier.
Right. So Sol is also Nigerian, but he lives in London. And Femi Oyeniran is probably one of the UK's top urban film producers, writers, and directors. He's just won an award for his documentary, The Evolution of British Black Music. He built this career out of film and music. Urban music, street music. They've got his crew, Fan Studios, Silver Streak Films. They've got a massive urban following. His last film, The Intent 2, which was shot between London and Jamaica, was the UK's top urban film in 2018. And he's working on The Intent 3. And then we've got part of our network, Al McLean, who's a vice president at Empire Music.
Right.
So he's coming to speak on the publishing side, on the sing side.
Very good.
But the core thing was to try and, my biggest thing, and I learned this maybe the early, maybe 2010, 11, 12, when we were at the cusp of Afro beats, when Wizkid was still trying to, and Banky W and those guys, Mavens, Mohits, D'banj. I kind of understood that we knew over the next 10 years there's going to be a big following for Afrobeats, because dancehall had the same in the 90s. Elephant Man was big before Buju went to prison. I went to college where friends of mine were DJing at clubs, and the dancehall session was huge. Capleton, Ninja Man, all those kind of guys. But the problem, I hate to say a problem, but I think the West found a way to I would say quiet.
Talk your mind. This is a grind. This is a free, open platform.
For sure. We just felt like, so when people talk to me and say, Afrobeats is doing all these things now, I always say, but dancehall had the same success in the 90s. But they shut that dancehall down because of the lyrics.
Because of the homophobia and different things.
But Afrobeats is party music. Which came out of Afrobeat, Fela Kuti, and all that kind of stuff. So it's nothing new for me, because I'm deeply embedded in the industry. I was named after Fela Kuti. I know Seun Kuti. We're not friends, but we're great colleagues, and I've been to his shows. So I knew where it was coming from, but I always go back to what Afrobeats is doing is same as what dancehall is doing. So what we're trying to, so when Melissa told me about Reverb X, I thought this was a good beginning of talking music partnerships and relationships between Afrobeats and the Caribbean. And that was one of the first things we talked about.
Well, I'm glad that you say that, because I mean, it's a question that it's a weird sort of dynamic. Not weird, but when Afrobeat started to really start to get its traction globally, a lot of people say, well, it sounds just like dancehall. A lot of us said it sounds just like soca. And then I can't remember, I don't know if it was Wizkid or somebody else who just recently did an interview and sort of explained that it's all similar. It's all the same.
Yeah, so if you listen to Wiz,
from the same root,
if you
essentially.
Listen, Wiz's music, I think was the album Sound from the Other Side. That kind of, he went into this kind of dancehall vibe and trying to sing patois in the kind of patois parlance, and then you had
well, even if you listen to Burna Boy's last few albums.
Burna Boy is very Burna Boy,
like African Giant. You're hearing dancehall in it too.
Yeah, because Burna Boy partly grew up in London. He's very heavily influenced in that by Fela Kuti, because his granddad was Fela Kuti's manager. His mom was he's a music manager, but kind of came up through that Fela Kuti world. But Burna's influence was very London based.
Mm.
You know, not grime, but and then when he sings, he sounds live the same. He sounds the same live as he does on record.
On record, yeah.
Which is a great thing for someone like that. And he's just grinded, and so we kind of felt from Hyphenate's point of view that let's get involved with Reverb X. And it's part of our strategy to connect with the Caribbean. I'm doing the same on the film side. And, I wanted to support Music TT and Melissa because of my network and having access to all these guys who are willing and they want to come and do the same, and just share knowledge.
Share knowledge, yeah, man.
But the most important thing is the talent, speaking to the young kids, making them understand that as a music producer or as an artist, sync is a very important part of your repertoire that you should pay attention to, because people think the money part, making money, comes out of live performances.
Well, this is what I said before you came.
Right.
But go ahead.
But as Timbaland said some time back, the easiest money making part of an artist's repertoire is sync. Sync licensing. I just did a sync deal for an African artist. They didn't even have to, they didn't have to do anything.
Lift a finger.
The brand wanted a song to attach to a global ad. They wanted to license it for a year plus 2-year options. What is the cost? You, Mr. Artist, you don't have to do anything. This is a deal on the table. They're going to pay you to license this exclusively for 2 years. This is just one of your songs. You got like 4, 5, 6 albums. So I think most artists kind of think they don't have that access. So agencies like us.
I would say that. I would say, Africa is a huge place, and Afrobeat is a global musical genre now. But us coming from the Caribbean, sometimes because we're so distant to the thing, and we don't necessarily have people like yourself who have represented or been in contact with represented artists who are on a global scale or been in touch with global brands, it sometimes seems far-fetched for us, for a producer or artist who is making music right here in Trinidad and Tobago, population 1.345 million.
Yeah.
It seems very far-fetched for us. So explain to me how you think we can up the ante.
So part of our strategy is to start locally. Is to start at least re-educating these kids locally on what's possible. I've heard different stories about who controls the advertising space in Trinidad. But I think that happens everywhere. And I think, one of the things, any kind of, I've been very blessed in my life. I've worked for some big organizations, and that also adds to your personal brand, right? Your resume. When people go on my LinkedIn profile, it's like, wow, okay, is that really but it's true. That's everywhere I've worked. But I've made a point to put myself out there. It's not all been perfect. I've made some mistakes. I've had some big L's. I've had periods where...
Some big lessons.
For sure, exactly. So, so we're starting locally, so rebuilding kind of what was happening in the 90s from a local perspective. I did a show in 2018 in New York, the 4th of July. Diamond Platinums was the headliner. Patrice Roberts was the Trini headliner, and DJ Private Ryan was the DJ. 4th of July, toughest day to do a show, thinking everybody would show up. Hardly anybody showed up. Maybe because Diamond was just wrong. Maybe because we did it, I think it was in Midtown in New York. And
you didn't go to Brooklyn?
No, we didn't do it in Brooklyn because we wanted to. Honestly, we were trying to be clever, thinking let's do it Midtown. People will come. There was a Brooklyn space. We thought, no, that's too corny. That's obvious. And in the end, we had a venue that holds 1,500. We barely got 300 people, but they still put on the show. You know what I mean?
Obviously, yeah.
That was at the beginning where I thought, okay, Afro beats and let's say Africa and the Caribbean could come together and do something interesting. So fast forward till now, this is what's happening. So going back to your question, we're starting locally to rebuild that. It's all about confidence, let's be honest, right? It's making these kids see that there is a pathway and they have to believe in it. It's hard, it's not easy. I'm talking from a 25-year roadmap, really. But I think, so our first phase is connecting with Music TT, Reverb X, and then from there we'll hopefully do some kind of live show, festival. You know, I know Wizkid came with Marshall, they had a show here. Burna's been to all the islands.
Yeah.
It's beyond those guys because there's a plethora of mid-level artists that you could build a show with. But everyone is going after the top dogs. No, I don't want a show with Wiz, Burna, David. That's way too expensive. You try to get Burna now for a show, that's $2 million.
Well, it had a whole bacchanal in local social media about how much he think is and the rider and he think anything. And you know what? Hey, he earned it.
No, him, Wiz, David, they've earned it and they deserve it. But people forget Wiz has been around since he was, I think, 14.
Yeah, you've been out there a minute.
Burna's been around for a minute. David's been around for a minute.
I would like to ask you a question because you might not know this, but I'm half British too, right? And I've seen before. I want to have a specific question for you too, Mel. How have you seen the growth of British hip hop, dancehall coincide with African sort of reach? Because when we think about Drake and the collaborations he was doing and people who were based on the continent and in Europe from the continent, you know what I mean? It seemed like it was a sort of grime found its own place. Drill, which is the sound of hip hop right now, is a British thing.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Well, just tell me about your experience and seeing that, because I've seen it. You know what I mean? And heard it more so.
Yeah. I think, you know, we have this huge gravitational pull to anything stateside, right? We do it in Nigeria, Africans do it, the Caribbean do it because it's closer. Drake jumped on that, I believe, in the early days with his collaboration with Wizkid. But I've always believed that from an African perspective, the UK and Africa were always closer. In the same way back in the 90s, you know, dancehall was huge in the UK. You know, DJs like Trevor Nelson and Steve Sutherland, all these guys, and radio stations like Choice FM. You know, back in the day, dancehall was massive. You know, throughout my high school years, that's what we listened to. Then grime came, and initially the Americans didn't get it.
No, they did.
They didn't.
But England embraced it as their own.
Yeah,
and then the whole fighting of the accent thing was a whole. We need to establish us.
Yeah, so if you go and watch Femi's films, the intent it's a lot. The intent 1 and 2. You know, he's got a huge movement in British black urban street, and he purposely did that to the point where the BET came to him to do the evolution of British black music, and he took you on a journey of British black music.
That whole evolution
in 5 episodes, and you get to see, well, wow, this is where Afro rave, you know, came from, and Afro beats and garage and grime and now drill. But with the Americans, now suddenly Skepta, everyone's reaching out to Skepta, Stormzy, they all want to collaborate with all these guys, and then you got people like Ed Sheeran, who collaborates with these guys, bring it into a mainstream audience. Suddenly, before you know it, there'll be a collaboration with Stormzy and Taylor Swift. Suddenly, grime is popular. Then, and that, to me, that's just what's supposed to happen with culture, because we are now culture. That's why, from Hyphenate point of view, you know, it's important for us to go back and build connections within the black diaspora, because that's really where the culture is. That's where, from film, sports, music, that's where everything is gonna live. And the West are fighting it as hard as they can, because you can't stop it. Do you know what I mean? 4/5 of the world is black. You can't. That's the truth, right? And our culture across whether it's in Latin America, or whether it's in the Caribbean, whether it's Africa, it's all coming together. And I think what the Americans always do is they'll latch on to something. Right now, they've latched on to drill. They're trying to latch on to grime, but they can't because if you can't speak British street, it's not going to make any sense. So I think in terms of the future, that's where we see an opportunity across
the diaspora.
I think. But to get to a point where we are making smart deals in culture, what we say at Hyphenate is we help you play culture right. You know what I mean? We help you play culture smartly. And to do that, so brands will come and say they want to do this, but they don't know how. And usually it's always a bolt-on effect, or you do an ad and you throw in grime music. It doesn't always work. But coming to Trinidad, I'm listening to KFC ads. And it's natural to the community. And then
you heard a few here,
right?
And I produce a lot.
Exactly, and you start to think, where does this fit in the West? You know what I mean? How does this fit in to anything we're doing? We have access to a lot of brands who ask us to do things. There's still that idea that, for a big brand to do anything successful, to come and shoot an ad here, they've got to bring a whole
local team, which is not true.
Exactly.
Yeah. We have all the
ways,
vendors, everything.
Here. Yeah. It's all about opportunity. So one of the things from our perspective, and to help Music TT put out during this conference, is to say it's all about opportunity and accessibility and education. If these artists are educated to know that, you know what, I can sit in my room, create a beat. That beat is then, from a producer's point of view, given to an artist. The artist turns it into a song. That song is popular on radio airplay. It doesn't have to be a number 1 song, and it doesn't have to be a number 50 song for it to be a sync.
Viable in different avenues.
In sync. There's a British artist, Jacob Banks. I don't know if you've heard of Jacob Banks. His song is currently on the Transformers, the new film.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You want to see in the cinema track? All right. Well.
Jacob Banks has made a living out of sync. His song, Equalizer 2, Equalizer 1. It's his
song.
The
movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Denzel Washington. Denzel? What?
His songs are always, so his management have made a point. He tours, but he's not a chart-topping artist. You know what I mean? If you Google Jacob Banks, he's a young kid, but he's got an old soul. So it's to show them that there's that opportunity with Sing.
Yeah, but that's what I always say. I mean, we look at, the chart toppers, the 1, the 2, 3, and we look at and we think that that's the only way. But it's not to me, it's not about. All right, yeah, it's about being a star, but you want to be a star.
Let me say one thing, right? You have to, from a young artist's point of view, at some point, you have to make a conscious decision to have around you the right people. It's tough.
Very tough.
Because a lot of them, it's either your cousin, your friends, your boys, and it's doable. I'm not a big believer that everybody's going to be like LeBron James, right? You're going to put your friends on. That's an anomaly. I think the media does a bad job, and they try and make it that, oh, wow, that's so easy to do. Of course, it's LeBron James. It was number 1 pick. Of course, if your number 1 pick comes with a bit of money, of course you can put your boys on. You know what I mean? Now Rich Paul is probably, in this current NBA season, he's just done deals worth nearly $500 million. Yeah. Right? That's Rich Paul. That happens. But for young artists, you have to learn very early on to surround yourself, even if they're your family, friends, people who can have conversations you might not be able to have. Wizkid just wants to make music. He's not interested in all the other stuff. He says it. He lives and breathes the studio. So I just think from a management point of view, even though I come from that world, agent and manager, I was advising a NCAA athlete yesterday that you don't have to sign with us. What's key for me is that you make the right decision right now for yourself. If somebody's putting a deal in front of you, who's looking at that deal for you? Because you're still 20, 21 years old. You sign a deal that ties you up for 5 years, that you can't do any other work with anybody else. But what if you get injured? that changes the dynamic. So we try and kind of let people, young artists, know that you need to educate yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Maybe
for
because I've been in the industry so long that I can, be in that position. It's not all about money. Of course, I still enjoy making money. I still want to make a lot of money, but I want young talent to feel that they have a pathway, and I think Reverbex, in terms of Trinidad, gives them that, with the kind of guys that can come down and network and speak to. And my collective, we're very open, even though I like to think we're quite successful. We try to be quite open.
Yeah.
Quite.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I always say, and people always say like, well, boys, only this who you know, but yeah, but it's how much you put yourself out there and network and get to. People always say it's who you know. I always be like, no, it's who know you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Flip it around, because it's like if you introduce yourself and you get into the different spaces, I might meet you for the first time and I might bounce you up somewhere else and you'll be like, you remember boom 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 boom? Yeah, I'm out here doing da. And it's that constant sort of touching base, networking with different people, and that's just the industry.
Yeah, it's aggressive patience. It's
aggressive patience. I like that word. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. We're going to coin it. Fellas going to coin it. Aggressive patience. I'm going to quote it here tonight.
Yeah, I think
You're going to copyright it?
Yeah, well, do it quick.
We're working on a book called that. So, because I know that meant for me, because I had to be aggressively patient. I went to law school. From law school, I went into a sales career. And what I learned in sales was you've got to sit within yourself to give. So you're trying to do a deal. That deal has a life cycle of 8 months. Aggressive patience means you've got to be quite cool about it, but you're constantly
pressing.
But you've got to do it in a way where you're not annoying the potential client. I think artists,
I was about to ask you, explain aggressively patient. I think you just
people just have to understand that it's okay to follow up. It's okay to ask a question. It's okay to call me and say what's happening with this deal, but you got to do it in a manner where you're not being on the flip side totally aggressive.
Yeah,
trying to force me to make a decision when I'm not ready to make a decision. But you also need to know what the right time is, and that comes with experience.
Yeah,
for a young artist, it's going to happen, but you need to time yourself. I'll say right now, Wizkid at the time had no idea it was going to be one of the top 3 Afrobeat artists in the world. Davido comes from an extremely wealthy family, but still puts in the grind.
Yeah, sure.
So grind.
He was just on what was Colbert or something.
Yeah. He was, his new album. He was just on the BET Awards. Between him and Davido and Wiz, they're probably the top commanding seven figures for shows.
No doubt. So I want to move to Mel, because I know you have things to do and things to see about. The conference is starting this Wednesday. So ladies and gentlemen, you can sign up now. No, like as we speak. Right, so you keep this up in one tab here and listen to it while it's going on, and then you open up the next tab too.
ReverbExperience.com.
Right, RVRBExperience.com, and sign up for the conference that starts this Wednesday at the Bricks. The entire conference is at the Bricks.
Correct.
But then we have little festivities after in the evening.
Yes. So we have the networking event that happens on Friday from 6 to 7. You either paid or you're invited. Don't show up at the door, because we will turn you away if you're not on the list.
No, but
you're talking about the showcases.
The show,
right?
we have the showcases happening too as well.
Of which O.U.R Radio is our partner radio station for the first and the second showcase.
Yeah, don't know. Shameless plug.
So the first showcase is happening at Cafe Blue. The headliner for that day is Mikal Teja. The second
we just heard him. Which did he do? Digicel. Digicel. And he did the KFC 50th anniversary with David Rudder.
Right.
Teja, big up yourself.
Boom, boom. And on the second day, we are at Dalai Lama. The headliners for that day is Collis Durante and Marcus Braveboy. They will be singing their new song that was recently released as well.
Play that. Travel, let me jump into that. When we close off the interview, we'll jump into that. Hosted by yours truly, Chromatics, by the way.
Of course. Yeah. And on the third day, we are at the Bricks Sugar High rooftop. And the headliner that day will be College Boy Jesse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Press man, you know. Press man in the building. You don't know. Shagwan, let's big up yourself. But I wanted to ask something. As having fella here and his portfolio, what I saw in the promotion of this conference was careers in sync. So it's not necessarily artists alone saying, all right, I'll come in to get educated about how to place my music or producers. It's about maybe becoming an agent or getting into that realm as somebody in the industry who might not be the person who creates the music, but the person who could get into that sort of business model of connecting the dots.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we've outlined, we have a nice, you should go and check out the graphic, folks. We have a nice old graphic there on all the different careers in sync that you can look at. And there's the explanations as to what they do, etc. One of the areas that we didn't really touch on in our conversation today was the music and film side, which is the flip side of the sync where you're actually creating compositions for the films itself.
So original composition specifically for something. Yeah.
So we're looking at songwriters, we're looking at composers, arrangers, and I would specifically as well like to plead to the steel pan community because some way, somehow they feel like these conferences aren't for them
applicable
because
to them.
It doesn't say steel pan. But you are a musician, you are a composer, and we have arrangers in abundance, which is arranging compositions that already exist, and that is applicable to you.
I can hear some big steel pan thing in some giant movies. Imagine the next trailer, imagine the next Transformers trailer, and you hear a pan come on trap. Sell off,
A quick example for the arranger side of things is this would have been sometime early last year. We got a random request from the music supervisor for Bridgerton. And when the next season was coming out, which was recently released, they were looking for arrangements of popular music. So I'm like, okay, this literally came in the night before. And I'm like, okay, who are my composers and arrangers that have music that they've been dabbling with so and so? And surprisingly, we got about 21 submissions. Nice. None of it made it to the show, but that's besides the point. The point is they were ready and they had something when that call came out to immediately say here. So, our steel pan arrangers again, just chucking that in there.
No, but I'm also saying too, like even managers, artist managers, people who manage producers and whatnot. This is definitely a networking, knowledge-based conference that you could get into and expand your knowledge on the ways to not capitalize on music and creative. You know what I mean? So I think
it's definitely a place for anybody within that music ecosystem. Yeah. I don't think it's specific to a specific part of music. I think it's, when you talk about music, it's expansive. And I think ReverbX gives that opportunity because the biggest conversations will be the side conversations. Do you know what I mean? The biggest conversations will be fireside chats and things like that. But I think it's a good place to start. For me and for Hyphenate, it's a good place to start to re-engineer where Caribbean music sits. From Trinidad's point of view, is to re-engineer where soca music is placed. Is to see who's next up after Marshall, right? Is see what's happening.
Well, we done past that.
Right, it's just
big up the double M, but it has so much young so much young talent. We were talking about Mick Altasia, voice and all of these things. But I mean, it's that's an interesting part to go down. And I mean, I don't want to get too much into the business thing because I want people to come out to the conference and hear what you have to say on the business side of things. But I want to talk from a more cultural part, just from your background, growing up, England, Nigeria, Africa. West Indian diaspora, etc., etc. Where do you see soca right now, and what has the growth that you've seen over, let's say, the past decade, 2 decades?
In terms of soca music, there was a time growing up in London, Notting Hill Carnival, Calypso was big, soca. Then I think correct me if I'm wrong, Calypso, then soca. There was a kind of fusion from us living in the West, not living in the Caribbean. Then artists like Patrice Roberts, DJs like I mentioned, and then you've got others like Ola Tunji. Now goes by Tunji, is that or Ola?
Nah, it's anyway I got it's Ola Tunji.
And then who's the other one? Cam? No, there's another soca artist that was on Kes. Yeah, and those guys. So there was an opportunity. I think Kes was one of them was on X Factor.
Ola
was an X Factor. So you started to think, oh, maybe this could open up.
And then there was Trini Boy Juicy who was on X Factor the other way as well.
Right. And you start to think, okay, maybe there's an avenue. But I think sometimes we let the music industry powers that be control what's possible. You know, when you think of what's happening with Afrobeats right now, it's 35 plus years in the making. Do you know what I mean? You have people like King Sunny Ade, who were Fuji music, Juju music in Nigeria, Yoruba music, who were being nominated for Grammys. It's not a new thing from African music point of view. And I'm sure it's the same in the Caribbean. So for me, that's why the black diaspora is so important, right, on the music. And not let the music executives, there's very few
who understand
black music execs who are there. There are some big ones who are there to control things. But when you really think about it, and this me being very candid, and you even go, okay, nowadays the big thing is to be a billionaire. Jay-Z is a billionaire, Diddy, and all these things. And then you ask yourself, what do they own? Sony Music is still owned by Sony Music. Whoever owns that, I think, is Japanese.
Right.
Universal. All the big publishers. Where's the black-owned publishing company? So if you're... Listen, they've done very well. They're doing extremely well. But I think there's still... Ownership is very key. And that's one thing Tyler Perry does well. He owns, so he controls. It's like Ricky Gervais said one time. I'm just paraphrasing. He produces, directs, and writes. Right? He writes because it's in his head. He directs because he knows what he's written. He produces because he can control the process. Do you know what I mean? So no one else can tell him how to do his own thing. I think sometimes we build something up, but we're so quick to give it away.
So I mean, that's going to essentially, like, you know, saying that because it's had so many, and we're talking soca specifically now, that, you know, soca had the potential when we looked at the Kevin Littles and then the Rupees,
right?
And we think that it needs a song like this, and we went into a phase of groovy soca, and sort of, as I said, letting the industry sort of dictate where it really needs to go. But I don't think that happened with Afro. I think the industry gravitated towards it, and then the more popular artists adopted the sound, as opposed to the sound trying to change and to fit into the mainstream.
Yeah, because, okay, what's happening with Afrobeats now? Soon it's already happening in the States. US artists are trying to sing Afrobeats and produce Afrobeats.
Right. I will give you a funny story. A brand locally tell me that for their summer campaign, they want to go Afro. This is the sound that they want.
Right, but yeah.
Here in Trinidad.
Exactly. So the tough question would be, I'm sure you probably did anyway, so, well, but that's not our sound, right? It's a local ad, it's a local it's...
No, but I understand it. I understand, because the media.
Yeah.
The media that, well, not us necessarily, but the media that plays the music that they're listening to.
It's the sound of today. We're not gonna lie, it's the sound of today. I think it benefits everything. It's like Afrobeats and Amapiano, right? There was a point where the Afrobeat guys almost almost took over Amapiano.
And ladies and gentlemen, if the fella is talking about very different genres in African music,
Right.
About
Yeah.
hi-fi and
I'm a
Yoruba
piano is
and
South African.
Amapianos, yes. Different musical styles.
Right.
Yeah.
And the Afrobeat guys came up with Afro piano, which is Afrobeats and Amapiano. The biggest Afrobeat artist right now is Ashake. Right. And his sound he's like a praise singer in the old Yoruba culture. That's how he
delivers. Yeah.
That's how he delivers. And what's funny is these guys no longer need to sing in English. The song is so big. You know, I was sat in front of someone the other day and she was playing Afro beats, and I wanted to ask.
Oh, that's like what was the name? Oh, the big song out of Africa. Oh gosh, the lady who sang it. What was it? A lady?
How long ago was it?
It's like a couple of years ago. She came here and performed the other day. Anyway, go ahead.
She came here to perform?
Yeah. She was here actually during the carnival. She came. It will come in. It could me in the back of my head.
Not Thames.
Nah, not Thames.
Nigerian?
I don't. Was she Nigerian? I don't know if she's Nigerian.
Oh, okay.
When I sing the song, you'll be like, yeah.
Yeah. But listen, I get where Afrobeats is. I think from a Caribbean, Trinidad perspective, it's, you know, producers like yourself, you know, media houses like this, who have to kind of grind down and which you do from what I can see and hear on local music. And that's how it grows.
Yeah.
You know, when Top Boy came out on Netflix, it was suddenly, wow, oh man, British blacks speak like this. It sounds cool. The Americans don't really understand, but it's cool. And now they accept it because in Hollywood, the top young black actors are all British. You know? So that's happening. So there's a little
Not even black with it. Top white actors are British too.
Right. So there's a little wave now in terms of culture. And I think if we collaborate, my big thing is for the Caribbean and Africa to collaborate more. Rather than, if I'm doing a show, if I'm producing a live show.
Now, how do you think we achieve that?
Well, let
me ask this question. Are there spaces that would welcome Caribbean people doing soca / Afro music like a Olatunji, like a Kes?
Yeah.
And there are crowds for that.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's all about collaboration with the artists. I know Burner, Wiz, they all come here to perform. But what's the throughput? Are they partnering with a local artist?
Well, the funny thing about Burner is we've seen him playing some Prince Swani songs in his ride, went viral a couple of years ago, and then he just was recently in Antigua
No, he was in St.
Kitts with
the local artist there.
Who is signed to Z-Tech, who is Prince Swani label, Byron Messiah.
Yeah. They were hanging
so
together.
we see that connection happening, and that's through. Funny enough, that's dancehall, but Trinidad dancehall with Burner, who is Afro-African, but still has the dancehall. Because when you listen to his albums, you do hear the dancehall influence in it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Of course, Burner. So the way to do it is but that's at the highest level. You now need to bring the mid-level artists, have them collaborate. Caribbean, Afro beats, because I think that's really where the movement is. Do you know what I mean? There are artists in the Afrobeat movement who are street music, who've got a following streetwise in Nigeria. They're not going to be transferable to the West.
Yeah,
you're not going to hear them on the.
You know Fino?
Yeah, Fino.
Big up Fino.
Yeah, Fino, who's Igbo predominantly, Olamide, who was very Yoruba back in the day, but Olamide realized that if he put on people, so he signed people like Fireboy, Ashake, they're all signed to his label. So there's a way, but I think what we'd like to do here, like Melissa said, is after Reverb, we'll look at some kind of festival. We just took Rema to India for 3 shows.
Yes. Yeah,
that was us, and we're trying to do a festival, Afrobeat festival in India, because the music is so big.
Content and the Caribbean. And the Caribbean and the content. Connection. Something.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, I think content is key as well as the collaboration. And I think that's what really needs to happen. So that's what we're pushing, even on the film side. Hopefully this year, early next year, we'll shoot a Caribbean or Trinidad Nigerian movie. And then from there you just build on top of that. It's like Lego, right? You just keep building one brick on top of the other. It's a grind. We have a 10-year roadmap just to see where we will be in 10 years. Because I guarantee you in the next 5 years, I believe the Caribbean can get back music-wise through the collaboration with Africa, Afrobeats, bringing the two worlds together. From a inter-trade point of view, they're looking at that from an inter-trade point of view.
I always say that, like, you know, and this is artists, it's because America is so strong in their media presence globally. But I always say, like, yo, Africa is so huge. That's one of my dream places to go and perform, and I have lots of connections that I've made over the years. Kenya, Tanzania, South Africa, etc., etc. And to me, like, you know, we dream of this, all right, we're going to perform in New York or Miami or LA, but put me in Kenya, put me in South Africa, Nigeria, and it's just about, you know, I think brainwashing is, of course, a hell of a thing, but Africa has become such a powerhouse in my eyes in the last decade.
It sure has. Music. And we just, so there's this, so suddenly Ghana was cool, you know, African America kind of realized that there's this place called Ghana and that's Africa. They've got to go back home. I get it, the door of no return, where the slave, but, you know, West Africa was key in terms of the slave trade.
Yeah.
But you've got Ghana, you've got Nigeria, then you got Francophone Africa that's doing great things, Senegal, Cameroon.
The Francophone is a musical style, right? Or is it a...
It's just French Africa countries.
Okay.
But they've got their own musical style. So Ivory Coast, Senegal, Cameroon, Togo, they've all got very French infused
style of music. Which is, well, you say closer to Zouk?
Kind of like, like Zouk.
Then and that's Caribbean, essentially.
Yeah, and then you got the Congolese as well. Fali Ipupa, who's big from out there. I just want to see more of that kind of collaboration.
I mean, it'll be beautiful, man. And we could just bypass the West Hand, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need to bypass them, but we just need to stop making them the everything. You know what I mean?
The yardstick.
Like I say to actors that, you know, your go-to should never be Hollywood. Your go-to should be being successful at home. Creating the content here on the film side. That's what we're trying to do in Trinidad, is to say, okay, get to a point where you're making content that's successful at home. The West will come. They'll come.
Yeah.
They'll come looking.
For sure. Ladies and gentlemen, we're having a deep, long conversation here today, but I know the folks had to go by. I just want to jump into the chat. Brucey Bruce is talking a whole bunch of things here. Let me see. Yeah, they're quiet. Good night, everyone. Fella Humble Man, of course, yes. Audio Mac real huge in Africa, Mountainside saying yes. Yeah. Let me see. Thanks to, all right. Yes, Issa is saying Issa is our local version of Jacob Banks. Kingston is saying grind time will be that coming soon. Yeah. I mean, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Yeah, man, most definitely. Yeah, so we talking the things and them. Trav, let's jump into some songs, and when Mel comes back, we can wrap it up because we don't want to give away too. We want people to come out to the conference.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. I mean, fella's going to be there, but there's also going to be a whole host of different people like himself, movers and shakers in the global industry, right? Music TT doing it again. This is all about Reverb X going down this Wednesday to Friday at the Bricks. Fancy place, you know, nice place, right? So you can register, and then of course there are all the evening time activities that happen. Nice, proper music conference setting. I said we ain't going reggae yet. No. I mean, it's 8 o'clock though.
Yeah,
Fella, you want to hear some local reggae?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Let me go. Give me. Start it. No, hold on. We starting there? Yeah, start it. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Grind playing the best in TNT music. Trinidad reggae tonight, you know. That one you need. This one is called Three Wise Queens. You know why?
You know the future is bright. No surrender, no retreat. We are Jaja soldier. Rougher than the streets, tougher than a border. Burn out all disease, we burn out corona. We are Jaja soldier. Rougher than the streets, tougher than a border. Burn out all disease.
And you see my sister Jalifa? Lifa, tell them.
Blazing like a pepper pot. Your heart is the Lord and the full is the rub and the rub and the rub and the rub. Now you're black. Sweet and green like trees in a pot. Can't have the tree and the root them from one. Can't have the children from spreading Jala when the lioness roll up out for the summer. Give thanks and praises for the God that reigns this evening. Where two or more are gathered in His name, I tell you He is there. And I want you to have no fear. As love and unity we set by example, cause we can. Babylon beware, your termination is near.
You're listening to The Grind.
No surrender, no retreat, we are Jaja soldier.
And you see the next artist? He will be headlining Wednesday night with Brave Boy. He goes by the name of Collins Toronto.
I'm treading on a rugged road.
Big up my brother Collins, man.
Yeah, I'm treading on a rugged road. It's rough and tough, I know, yes. And though me load it heavy and it hard, yeah, still me trod it like the footsteps in the sand, whoa. And me careful who me put on cross, cause me can't make my soul get lost. And though sometimes I feel like I don't have the will, yeah, it's Jaja in my carry.
Through the rough times,
that's all I know. Jaja in my carry my load. Yes, my Lord. Say Jaja in my carry my load.
Yes, Bruce, we are getting them reggae.
Yes, my Lord. Say Jaja in my carry my load. Yes, my Lord. Jaja in my carry my load. Alright, we can't be overcome. You can't make every single thing you get you down. Now step your foot up on the wet and slippery ground. Cause if you slip and fall, you just might lose your crown. Yeah, stand for.
Yes, boy, Valdez, boy. Jerusalem was the name of this song I was trying to remember.
Please make it choppy. Yeah. Make from your meditation. And everything it will go right in Jaja hand. Say rap bam bam bam.
So we started off with Three Wise Queens, Queen Omega, Kushite and Jalifa. But you see this next one? We've been rinsing this for the past few weeks. Y'all gotta check out the video, Jalifa, my sister. This one is called Hey DJ Chow.
And one of the elders saints unto me will not be on the line of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, and prevail to open up the
Roots Rock Reggae.
You're listening to The Grind.
To me will not be on the line of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, and prevail to open up the book and loose the seventh seal thereof. Almost hail the king. Hail ye. Selassie I the king. Hear ye. Almost
Loaded in majesty, you will see Oja. Come 2nd of November 1930, It's just a city, I rather that is Ethiopia. The conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. Satama Sagana Lion Lakambisia. Direct descent of Solomon and Queen of Sheba. King Alpha and Omega Abuna. Yeah, almost hail the king. Hail him. Selassie as the king.
Cannot let nobody see you down, no. No let nobody see you when you're going down. I say, cannot let nobody see you down, no. Or else they push you to the ground, no, no. Cannot let nobody see you going down. No let nobody see you when you're going down. I say, cannot let nobody see you down, no. Or else they push you to the ground. You and I, we should all be your brother's keeper. Little help up on the hill when it's getting steeper. At some time in life we can get weaker, but with a friend at your side makes it easier. What is a friend, a ride or die to the end? Who can tell it straight in your face? Now go round the bend. Who even got your back on someone you can depend? Love you for real, them now go pretend. It's a disgrace, can't trust a human race. It's like a disease has taken over this place. I see many plastic smiles, too many two-faced. And that's why I say, can't let nobody see you down, no. No let nobody see you when you're going down. I say, cannot let nobody see you going down. Or else they push you to the ground. Oh, oh, cannot let nobody see you down, no. No let nobody see you when you're going down. I say, cannot let nobody see you going down. Or else they push you to the ground. In your darkest hour you can call the Most High. He will never let you down, he'll make you so fly. Level up, 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 on our way to the sky. For the sky is the limit and the limit is to try. But you tell your problems, better keep it a secret. No leak it and you'll have no problems. Mankind is so quick to judge and condemn, but you keep your head up, no bother bow to them. Cause it's a disgrace, can't trust a human race. It's like a disease that's taking over this place. I see many plastic smiles, too many two-faces. That's why I say,
Sounds of Queen Omega.
now let nobody see you going down.
868, it's all about the grind.
Going down, I say, no let nobody see you going down. Or else they push you to the ground. No, no, now let nobody see you going down. Cannot let nobody see you when you're going down. I say, no let nobody see you down. No.
You're listening to the grind.
King Selassie, man, we God and we King. I'm on a hailing. Jaja give me joy deep within. I'm on a hailing. Rastafari, I'll be God and King.
The grind.
I'm on a hailing. Truth and rights, Rasta bring. I'm on a hailing. Cause Jaja, he's my guide, my shield, my savior. My rock, my fortress, he's my deliverer. On the battlefield, Selassie I conqueror. Lion from the tribe of Judah. Crown King of Kings of Ethiopia. 2nd November 1930, Crown Emperor. Don't make the wicked them try fool ya. Rastafari, I be God and we King. I'm on a hailing. Truth and right Rasta bring. I'm on a hailing. Selassie, I'm a God,
I'm a king.
I'm on a hailing.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, sounds a Jah Defender. Who I defend it, big up my brethren, Lion Twin every time, you know what I mean? So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have our guests in the building, and we just want to let them leave you with some parting words. It's all about the Reverb X conference that is going down from this Wednesday, July, that is what the date? 5th to 7th, the Friday. Valder says he digging fella vibes, man. He dropping it like a big homie. like fella the big homie, you know what I mean?
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, Valdez is a good one. He's the one who now remind me about the Jerusalem song.
Okay.
Yeah. He just keep you on point. One of our viewers and listeners and a close brethren of mine. You know what I mean? So, conference is on. We have how much? We have 36 hours to register.
Yeah,
Anybody listening?
If they could get a pass.
If you could get a pass. Yeah, nah. Anything sticky?
It's very sticky.
Very sticky. And as I said earlier, aside from fellas, it's a host. Give them some names of some people who are going to be there to network and educate us and give us the knowledge on sync and many other different things in the music business. And I will say this to anybody listening. These things are very important. As we were talking earlier about networking and getting to meet and greet people. And as Valdez is saying, fellas, like a big homie. And I'm sure that any young upcoming artist, producer, creative can pull fella one side and be like, bro, here's some of my stuff. Let's talk this. I'm interested in knowing this. What about this? What about this? And I'm sure you're open to having those sort of conversations. Yeah?
Yes.
Are you talking to me?
I was just saying that.
For sure. No, listen. I don't know if I.
You can say what you want here, my lord, but that's up to you.
If you could. Sure.
Right. So to all the listening on O.U.R, I've got one free 3-day pass.
Okay.
To give away.
You got one?
Okay, I'll give away 2.
Nah, you can do one is good. One is good. Ain't too much.
No, you sure?
Yeah, give away.
All right, I'll give away one free 3-day pass if anyone can answer this question.
Ask them, yes, because nobody answered for tonight yet. Your question from Friday.
Hold on. We're giving away free thing here on the ground.
Friday was for them to figure out your concert in 2018 and the Trinidadian artists that was there.
We mentioned it. We just mentioned it. We mentioned it in the conversation.
We've mentioned it, so let's see who remembers.
So ask the question again. So the people who are online right now, you can win a free 3-day pass to the entire conference
and
after parties.
And you get 15 minutes one-on-one with me.
Now everybody else getting 5 minutes, just to tell you. So that person will get 15 minutes.
So all right, ask the question now. I hope they could answer it.
In 2018, I produced a show in New York City. Mm-hmm. Who was the African artist that headlined that show?
The Africa, you change it up now. You say it was the Trinidadian artist.
Yeah, that would be too easy.
Nah.
Okay. Name the Trinidad artist that
I can't remember. We had the conversation here. I know it's the Hennessy beaten, but
so let me ask again. 2018, I produced a show in New York. The first person is the Fastest Fingers in the comment section. Mm-hmm. Who can answer this question? Who was the Trinidad artist that co-headlined that show in 2018?
Who was the Trinidadian artist who's part of that show, headlining that show? I'll give you a hint.
I mentioned it on this show.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. So, Valdez, look sharp. Look sharp. Patrice Roberts. Mountainside. Yeah.
Who's that? Yeah.
Mountainside.
All right, Mountainside.
That's Scriptures.
So
he's an artist himself.
Okay. So we look forward to seeing you go on the.
So he has to send an email to info@musictt.gov.tt.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know it was from the Grind Show. And your real name, not Mountains. The real name.
Well, that's a production house, Mountainside 868.
Okay.
And I know Scriptures is an artist production.
Yeah, for
cool. Sure. Yes. So give us your name.
You say Patrice Roberts. Patsy, yeah? We just go and change it. Patsy, yeah?
Okay.
Patsy.
Yeah.
Man, that was swift. That was swift enough.
Yeah, that's good. Send an email. They'll send you your passes, and
I feel like we should give away one more because that was so easy.
So we'll give away.
Hey, what?
Okay.
So the
you
question,
go tell me. Go ahead.
The question you was just going to ask me, which is the names of the speakers that coming in.
Right.
So let them go to the website now and find the list of the speakers and give us 5 names.
I like you, marketing and promotion. All the wazoo here tonight.
You gotta go to the website, find the 5 names.
All right. Who are the 5 speakers?
5 speakers.
5 speakers.
We have all the speakers on the website.
Fella is one of them.
Correct.
So you don't know that already. So you need to find 4. The other 4. Right? And the website is rvrbexperience.com. So the first person, Rion, big up yourself, Smith. Yes, Mountainside win.
Rion, you done win a ticket already.
Who?
Try your best.
Rion Gadget Guru Smith?
Yes.
Serious? How much ticket? You see, Trinidad, they're like free thing, bad, you know, I tell you. No, Rion, you're done with that ticket. No, try that. So we are telling anybody, head to the website. He said the right names. Head to the website now, rvrbexperience.com, and give us the list of the 5 speakers who are going to be there at the RVRB Experience 2023 conference that is starting from this Wednesday to Friday. Right? It's going to be a nice vibes. At the Bricks. We in the Bricks, man.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So y'all want to stick around till the winner comes, or should I just approve it?
No, whoever. Yeah, you approve it.
I'm approve it because I know y'all got things to do, and I don't want to keep y'all back too long.
No,
right?
I appreciate it.
We on the grind still.
Yeah, it's Monday. The grind starts on a Monday.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. So we go Larry on holy handy, and whoever goes to the website now. Valdez, go to the website. You're sticking, man. Right? all everybody is locked on right now. Right, but Mountainside Scriptures, you're inside. Once again, Mel, where can he send the
You're
info?
sending to info@musictt.gov.tt.
All right, so just send an email, say you are the person who won on the grind, and you will get through 3 days of information, which is very important. Learning, understanding, networking in this global music industry, RVRBX 2023. It's gonna be Trav, you're falling in now. What we gonna do? Yeah, you're not? Yeah. It's how I talk down there.
It have white oak by the bar upstairs.
Very much.
And we have free drinks from Bryden's too.
Bryden's, well, you don't have a place. I'm a people. Hennessy, a beat, hold it. Right? So thank you very much for passing through, sharing the time, sharing the stories, my lord. Appreciating it, being half British and knowing the Trinidadian British connection, and then also having connections with the people in Africa. It was a nice vibe, my lord.
Lovely, man.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No doubt. And when you go back, so wait, let me just final question. You live in where do you currently live?
I live in London.
In London?
Yeah, I'm back.
All right. So when you go back there, and anybody asks, you tell them listen to our radio.fm if you want to hear the best in Trinidad and Tobago music.
For sure.
Yeah?
For sure.
Yeah, of all genres. Right, Mel, anything before we go? Once again, to anybody who wants to sign up and get ready for the conference this week.
Payday just passed. We know all that money in the pockets. You have money to spend. Go to reverbexperience.com. Purchase your $100 ticket or $300 pass.
Wait, explain that. So 100 is...
So they can either pay $100 per day, or they can pay $300 for all the day, which also includes the private networking event that will happen on the Friday.
Now, let me tell you something. That is value, eh? Because I know music conferences around the globe. And
so this is what I've been telling them whole time. Our sponsors have been very nice to us to reduce this to $100 because we was going to charge only $1,000 ticket.
Mm-hmm. So and it's probably worth that or more. Yeah.
So yes.
Sure.
No doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, artists, producers, music creators, invest in yourself. We're going to leave it right there. Yeah?
Thank you, man.
No doubt. Thank you very much for passing through. Give me that one from the top, DJ Trav.
You're listening to The Grind.
Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Cleaner depth on politics, fusion track the statistics. Long time leaders build a nation upon promises. We will never fall for it, system never built for it. All of the fathers lock up in a penitentiary. But Martin Luther King had a dream. When you check it out, it's different to reality. Why try wake up and smell the coffee? Cause who can hear, surely will feel. Yeah. Them say we are free slave, living in the setting. But look around and tell me we can't breathe. Closer to the end days, like in an earthquake. Human beings spreading disease.
Cool out so never make them see you wait up wrong. Me know the system really rough, but don't you let them get you down now. Turn up the heat, cause them not ready for the fire. On the street we are beat it, hustle every day, yeah. Now let them know your secret wicked plan. Burn out all the bad minds, send them back to Babylon. Make them know dominion, it was given unto man. Right is right, so me not care if them want do the wrong. Them brutalize and capitalize upon the weakest one. Of them name Babylon, for that me I go chant them down. Make them know a sinking sand, them build them castle pun. One day me show the most of him will turn things around, yeah. Pull up so never make them see you with a phone. Me know the system really rough, but don't you let them get you down now. Turn up the heat, cause them not ready for the fire on the street. We are beat it, us to never open up them eyes.
Black man, this time you got to be wise. Black man, be careful of wolf in a disguise. Black man, anyway, tell them you can be foolish in a this your time. Open up your eyes. Black man, this time you got to be wise. Black man, be careful of wolf in a disguise. Black man, anyway, tell them you can be stupid in a this your time. This a no racial song, you watch just reality. Me speaking from my heart, no without partiality. The system don't press the people with them authority. It's only one set of people that face poverty. Tell them well who win at the kitchen is them a feel it. So long Babylon system, them take the chain off how we feed them. Have a plan with them divide, feel it can't get defeat. Everything them do, Jaja don't see.
But I'm the CEO of Hooligan. Watch me run, come put it down. Bad mind people get out my way, like a she, I'm gonna cut it down. No need no Smith and Wesson. Music and lyrics are my weapon. Me put job first and a second. Little up, be that me a step on. Relax, no extension. Back to me all and me I get tension. So the brother come ask me no question about bad man who feel them tougher than Teflon. Sniff line, pop pill and kill man. Them boy can't come with the bike and a drink with the fire and a drink.
Alright. Talking to the youths around the world, time to stand up for your rights. Stand up for your rights. All African boys and girls, time to stand up for your rights. Stand up for your rights. For too long them have the youth one mute, time to stand up for your rights. Stand up for your rights. All who fed up of the lies and want truth, come stand up for your rights. Yo yo, revolution is at hand. The youths them nowadays, them not care about Babylon. They treat us like scrimmage for far too long. Until they paint us with a bad character. Time to make them know say Black Lives Matter. Come rise up, get a youth fi wise up. Cause the system designed to make you keep your eyes shut, yeah. And them alone want eat when time the pie cut. But most high blessing always full my cup, oh yeah. Me beg no don't take no bribe. Not trust the dirty bugger, they don't want you to survive. They work hard every day for you to believe in a them lies. Too deep in a them heart, them alone want live nice. Fire feed the whole of them, tell them we fed up. We used to stoop before, now we ready for get up, get up. I know I alone can't feel this way. And that's what they get to youth come say. Talking to the youths around the world, time to stand up for your rights. Stand up for your rights. All African boys and girls, time to stand up for your rights. Stand up for your rights. Okay.
Give thanks for life, like the wind, let's get high. If you come to the sky, cause tomorrow's not promised to no one today, yeah. Give thanks for life, take each hour alive. Cause live for tonight, cause tomorrow's not promised to no one today, yeah. Sometimes a smile can make a person's day. Cause inside we all cry and pray for brighter days. We try and we fight, hope and find a way. It's alright, cause in time you'll be okay. Cause I'm got my bit to pay, you boss my second to pay. Something you not do not today, a lot of them going astray, and not losing their way. Something wake up today, this night we not meant to stay. Before I go sleep I pray, when I wake I celebrate. I look to the sky and I say, yeah. Give thanks for life, like the wind, let's get high. If you go to the sky, cause tomorrow's not promised to no one today, yeah. Give thanks for life, take each hour alive.
It's coming too close to home. I'm needing a new safe zone. People getting killed right next door. Pigs are asking me, I know about that. It's coming too close to home. I'm needing a new safe zone. People getting killed right next door. Pigs are asking me, I know about that. I pray daily Jah guide my path and show no fear in the shadow of the dark. But keep a peeping on me, know I'm going switch pan path. Play with fire, you get burnt, that's what you learn from the start. Evolution of my dog, now I'm start to play his hand. Matic clothing in the van, said him got a master plan. We get rich fast, big cash, what's everybody know? We do that quick dash, no mix match, no care if anybody a day one. But then the day comes and you see their faces with smiles, welcoming smokes and warm embraces. Feeling at a loss for words as your hands start shaking, your heart start race, start 40 pound your waist and no poly face start changing, scoping out this scenery. Evidently PT asking him what's the scene and well, what happens next? I just really want to shake up. If you really wanna know, just check the news a bit later. Too close to home, I'm needing a new safe zone. People getting killed right next door. Pigs are asking me to know about that. It's coming too close to home. I'm needing a new safe zone. People getting killed right next door. Pigs are asking me to know.
As we say all night, Hennessy a beat.
Hey yo, the check me get can't pay for the sweat on my brother. May the fruits of your labor start brother. So we've been qualified for everything the day we were power. Yet still I'm one step on my cover. See when my cup run it over, one dash out your face. I pray the strength of the sun manifest in my ways. To all the hardship I know.
So ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going the full 3 hours tonight, Trav. Because we have another pass, 3-day pass, valued at $300 supposedly, but that is I would say it valued at about $3,000, right? Scripture is cool now, man. Relax. We will get to that. What was the term he used? Aggressive patience. Right. We will get to that, my lord. No friend. Right. But don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, head to the website now, RVRB Experience, and if you can go and list the 5 speakers, we had one of them here tonight, you will win a free 3-day pass to the RVRB Experience Conference happening this Wednesday to Friday at the Bricks. Listen, yes, Valdez, invest in yourself, but listen, all you had to do is go on the website and research it. Just go on the website right now, find out who the 5 speakers are, put it in the comments, and yeah. You're inside.
So, after all of the dope you done sold, so many brothers you opened their dome, got your girls raising all your kids on their own. You Mr. Pastor, you Mr. Preacher, still learning even though you be the teacher. You can roll a spliff up or down your heater. Women stop smashing brothers simply for they sneakers. Freedom of decision, make your own choices. Like the elixir, but it's still a poison. Crack, crack, bang, bang, I don't like those noises. Can people settle their issues and their voices turn into a place so cold and lonely? Borrow time from God, yeah, he lonely. Your body for my soul and I'm here for a purpose. Put it in the music, I hope that they heard us. Standing at a crossroads, do not know where to go. So, can you show me the way?
So ladies and gentlemen, if you're now tuning into the grind, welcome to it. Playing the best in TNT music. We had some special guests passing through, but back to the music now. And this is our segment where we call. Read him up, yeah. Read him up, yeah. Read him up, yeah. Read him up, yeah. Whoa! I have a brand new rhythm to drop on them. This is called the Tobago drums rhythm. A nice reggae rhythm. So we're gonna start off this one. Artist goes by the name of Admiral P and not, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but the song is called International Vibes. DJ Trav, get him!
From Jamaica to Europe, well, every party where we touch the vibe, burn up, we burn up. Your man, we keeping it conscious. Alright, well, what's your cause? We step in sound, turn on the vibes, turn up in this. Admiral P, not try just with some conscious lyrics. Check the stats and realize that we are the real word chemist. Break it down and fit it back just like we teach in physics. Call the road boy, make me see you flash your lighter.
He's the King Starlet.
Turn off them light, yeah. What a piece of vibes in
artists on the rhythm, so we are giving them verse and chorus.
That's a little bit. Check the bass, check the tweeter, what a pretty sound. It no matter if a country or a city sound. Everything gets loud when we come around. Come all the vibes and share the culture, but then again, none naked but the woman them a book it down. Miss Amanda with your rifle, go and go put it down. You know see I just love when we come around.
Next artist, John Nice, this all over
My selector, pull it up. Me I beg you all and jag it up.
Yo, 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 yo. Pa, 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 pa.
It's called the Tobago rhythm. Tobago drums rhythm. And this artist goes by the name of Ja Walsh. No, Ja Niceness. And it's called 1,000 Pull-Ups. I thought he was talking about exercising or travel.
Pull up that tune back, I beg you pull up that tune back. Pull up that tune back, selector, pull it from the top. That tune hot, that tune hot, that tune knock, that tune slap. I mean at the ear massive, I hear it from the top. Pull up that tune, pull up that tune, pull up that tune back. That tune hot, that tune hot, that tune knock, that tune slap. When me take a look in at the reggae genesis, the Sugar Man at Bob Marley and the Berries, them and they sing sweet songs with melodies, and all the man them rubber dubbing with the ladies. Stage show a man they dance them back. Can't find a place for the car them park. The herbs and the food and all the liquor sell off. Can't find a place to walk. So pull it up, I beg you all and jag it up. Pull that tune back, I beg you pull that tune back.
Next artist on the rhythm goes by the name of Ja Walsh. And this is called Conscious Minds. Trav, I hear this one. This one nice.
Consciousness is in the thoughts of every man. This is how we will preserve the next generation. I want you to know. Consciousness is in the thoughts of every man. That's how you will preserve the next generation. Oh yes. Unity is strength that you must understand. Yes. When you unite, you will build up a whole nation.
You're listening to the grind.
Yeah, man. Ja Walsh.
Exalt a generation.
Track is called Conscious Minds. You give me a kind of akebika midnight vibe on this one.
Yes. Consciousness is in the thoughts of every man. This is how we will preserve the next generation. I want you to know. Consciousness is in the thoughts of every man. That's how you will preserve the next generation. Oh yes. Unity is strength that you must understand. Yes. When you unite.
Alright, next on the rhythm. Karen God. Track is called Blind Vision.
Each one, iron, sharpness, iron. Righteousness exalts a nation. So if we go from days of Adam, prophecy reveal a revelation time. Who not see it, they must be dumb or blind. Look how much wonders pass each one, teach one. Iron, sharpness, iron. Cause it's plain to see all around the world. Material things mashing up the boys and girls. Some parents try while others don't. And what's in the dark, you know it must expose. Cause each one teach one.
So this rhythm very interesting.
Righteousness
so that was Karen God. And next on the rhythm we have Marvin Lewis.
I know you need to be natural. I know you need to be natural. I know you need to be natural. I know you need it. I know you need it. Open my eyes and it's so natural, yeah. I see sunrise and it's so natural, yeah. Give thanks and praise and it's so natural, yeah. For another day and it's so natural. I clean and shamba, it's so natural, yeah. Bathe in a spring and it's so natural, yeah. I break, I fast and it's so natural, yeah. Go on natural. I know you need to be natural.
Mix the next tune. So that was Marvin Lewis. So guess who next on the rhythm? Nigel Lewis. As in Nigel and Marvin.
I've been looking to and fro, and I've been searching high and low, looking and looking and looking until I found you.
Tell them again. Come on.
I've been looking day and night, through valleys deep and ocean wide, looking and looking and looking until I found you. And girl, you know I love you.
It's called the Tobago Love. No, Tobago Drums Rhythm. Tobago Love Rhythm is not different.
I've been looking to and fro, and I've been searching high and low.
And this is Nigel Lewis.
Looking and looking.
As in, yo.
Tell them again. Come on.
I've been looking day and night, through valleys deep and ocean wide, looking and looking and looking until I found you. And girl, you know.
All right.
You know I love.
Now this is the second to last entry on the rhythm. This is artist go by the name of Ras Cujo. And the track is called Heads on Fire. Let me go. It is called the Tobago Drums Rhythm. Reggae.
Watch out now, listen.
How come you want to stop it and you not stop it? Just stop it now. How come you want to sell and can't sell? Just sell we out. Ancient monarchy. In our soul, in my feet we. Down in our eye, in my guide we. From the hands of the enemies, or the frenemy held on fire. And all the wrong things they do have to burn up in a hell of fire. Love still love, and we not pay no dirty game on fire. The powers of the king, I see how the universe gets on fire. Rastafari have to carry the flame. Burn them again. We have to do it again.
868, it's all about the grind.
We have to do it again, mama.
So ladies and gentlemen, that's the sounds of the Tobago Drums Rhythm. New reggae rhythm on our section, our segment we call Rhythm Up. But it have one artist on the rhythm
How long you try to talk?
that we didn't play because there's a grind now. But I feel just because tonight is tonight,
We are Jara planted.
and because big up to the producers too.
Bring it.
DJ Trevor, why you bring Luciano on the rhythm now?
Here I come again.
Come the producer from Tobago and Luciano, and it's still TNT, you know.
Again I keep working. Night and day, miss a straight on the clock, though the devil is lurking. Here I come again. Here I come again. Again I keep working. Night and day, miss a straight on the clock, though the devil is lurking. Me is a youth, him know him can't stop. Again I keep working. If you don't believe me, just watch. Again I keep working. Can't afford to sit down and get fat. You say every minute is another song job, is another hit pop, and Kabbalah get hot. Everybody just a jump and clap, but the crowd a react with this I want eat the spot. They say this reminds them of the good old days. Well, still the messenger is warning to give Jah the praise. Hey, yes, I keep working. Night and day, miss a straight round the
Ladies and gentlemen, that was our segment called Rhythm Up, Rhythm Up, Rhythm Up, Rhythm Up, Rhythm Up. Watch your graphic. Watch it here. Boom.
Working.
And this rhythm is called the Tobago drums. I keep messing it up because we have the Tobago love rhythm, which we also were supposed to play tonight, but time was against us, right? And this is the Tobago drums rhythm, which is a nice reggae rhythm, and we gonna be rinsing that in the weeks to come. We don't play a thing once and then not play it back. You mad? That's the sounds of Lucci. I know we were doing it different, but big up to the producers, big up to all the artists that's on the rhythm, right? Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take a quick break. Now, I haven't seen anybody, all they don't want to win this free pass for 3 days of knowledge and education in the music industry. All real wicked. Head to the website now, rvrbexperience.com. That's reverbexperience.com, rvrbexperience.com, and give us the names of the 5 speakers who are going to be at the RVRBX conference, right, this coming week, and you will win a free 3-day pass to the entire conference, networking sessions, learning about sync, music, placement. Man, listen, invest in yourself, as my brother Valdez say. Well, as I know say, and he reiterate in the comments, right? We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We're going to just touch off with a little Trinidad dancehall to end off the night. It's The Grind, 6 to 9, for the first time in a long time.
Islands in the sun, together 50 strong. 50 years they have been here giving you the best. Trini to the bone, KFC, TNT is home. The golden down 50 strong, every line, anytime. Trini to the bone, KFC, TNT is home. Doors open in 1973. St. James the first outlet in Trini. It's TNT that make this singer. For KFC, TNT is really sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, we love up this country. Sweet, sweet TNT. Best place in the world to ever be. Oh, 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 oh.
It's KFC's 50th anniversary in TNT. Come join the celebration. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Are you ready to take your music career to the next level? Do you dream of seeing your songs featured in movies, TV shows, and commercials? Then register today for Music TT's Reverb X Music Conference. From July 5th to the 7th, enjoy 3 days filled with industry experts, networking opportunities, and exclusive insights into music synchronization. Learn from internationally renowned sync experts, composers, and music supervisors. Build relationships that can catapult your career to new heights. Gain access to invaluable workshops. Register now for Reverb X. Spots are filling up. Visit rvrbexperience.com.
Celebrating 100 years of the Vital Supplies. Have you ever heard of a criticism? Well, let me tell you what it is. Hey, we can start on a Thursday, and the beach always full on a holiday. We jamming still whether we win or we lost, and everybody love off a good pepper sauce. Let me go again. 100 years we celebrating this vital part that we live in. So when you're hungry, don't feel that this kicks. When I say you could always rely on a critics, let me tell you this. That is a criticism. That is a criticism. You lie. That is a criticism. For true. That is a criticism. Don't make true. Celebrate 100 years with 100% true Trinbagonian cricks. The Vital Supplies.
A new cell phone I buy, moving like it's back in time. Data moving very slow. Switch to the bigger network, now is data covering we nationwide. Now is streaming. I could watch a movie online on his plans for every type of lifestyle. Switch to Digicel is the network with all the vibes. Switch to the better network today. Digicel, better together.
You're listening to The Grind with Chromatics playing the best in TNT music.
To myself, when I want a fake friend around me. Fully self-inflated, dog. Me not feel race for nobody too like me. Hey, enough time I try with people, enough time people fight. Question, where
me have to ask. Said dog when the tag a change. New race of mankind, dog. I don't have bad mind. Yeah, keep myself to myself. Say the bad mind people can't see with the bad mind. This is the race of mankind, dog. I don't have bad mind. Keep myself to myself. Bad mind people can't see with the bad mind. Tell you me might have give a little trouble, but you never would have seen me in that. Big range and I want to see the youth drop it up. But from me a youth, me a real hustler. Get a chance with me vice, me a aim for the top. A kid and fly high. Watch over me now. Be man teach me all of the evil, you know. So me carry the binelli anywhere where me go. And I want up in a head if you no test me, you know. Who no care straight, O.T.R.G. Hate to the gang way. All if you no take rats in the gangster. All I'm a killer them while I'm a can't them. Regular random boy now we just spend. I'ma keep to myself, man, and a fake friend around me. Fully self-inflated, dog. Me not feel race for nobody too like me. Hey. Enough time I try with people, enough time people fight. Question, but me have to ask.
Sean's a collage.
New race of mankind, dog. I don't have bad mind. Yeah, keep myself to myself. Say the bad mind people can't see with the bad mind. And this is the race of mankind, dog. I don't have bad mind.
Cause Christ is eternal.
Now why you listen lyrics now?
People can't see with the bad mind. When I know this, nobody no perfect. From me a youth and got me go wet. My name tell you that I ain't traffic.
DJ Top, give them the scriptures now, man.
Just stand and tip up with the family.
You're listening to The Grind.
And the enemy just so full of deceit. In the world of the easy big crowd of the elites. One man buying up the farmlands and put them around the veggies and all the meat. Biological war for these demons to what any needs. And Congress passing these laws and slave us behind the scenes. While they keep putting the shotguns on your little screen. The truth is not what they use to call conspiracy. The population debris, confusion and blasphemy. Racism, no unity, kids and sexuality. Want to destroy the families, but expect celebrities.
Hold on.
His Christ is returning.
Artist goes by the name of Scriptures.
They call it conspiracy.
Track is called Conspiracy. Hold on, Trav. I'll put it on your mic.
check.
Yeah. You hear about the conspiracy with the textbook on them?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's a conspiracy. It's real?
Well, it's real. Yeah.
I would ask you how you feel about it, but I don't know if you want to go down that road, you know.
Next week, Monday.
Expect celebrities.
Big up Black to Black for bringing up the things, man. Big up my brother David Mohammed. This is our radio.fm.
But then the enemy just so full of deceit. In the world of the easy big crowd of the elites. One man buying up the farmlands and put them around the veggies and all the meat. Biological war for these demons to what any needs. And Congress passing these laws and slave us behind the scenes. While they keep putting the shotguns on your little screen. The truth is not what they use to call conspiracy. The population debris, confusion and blasphemy. Racism, no unity, kids and sexuality.
Yes, my scriptures,
man. The families, but expect celebrities.
My bad.
Back to reality, they were controllable.
I had the mic open.
One world currency, 50-minute cities, modern day slavery, brimstone, fire, fear, agenda 2030, swift judgment to those involved with Epstein Island, human trafficking and them blood diamonds, cobalt and gold and taken away from the Congolese, philanthropists experiment with virus and disease, hand in a function, yes, to the leaders, time to stand up, time to fucking speak up, if you don't submit to the fair, they will have to ease them, squeeze them back out whenever they try to squeeze us. The only conspiracy is the lies that feed us. Open your eyes, you will see through the lies. Humanity needs to unify, cause the only way for them to rule is to divide us. Open your eyes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner.
See through the lies.
He goes by the name of Valdez Brooks.
To unify, cause the only.
Yeah, like all I wanted. I know, Valdez, we go link up.
To make sure all the plans are falling line.
Valdez Brooks, you are the winner of a 3-day pass to Music TT's RVRB Experience Conference 2023 going on from this Wednesday to Friday at the Bricks. Yeah, man. Nice vibes, man. Worth, supposedly, it was only $300 for the 3-day pass, but it's probably like $3,000 worth of what you're going to get. You know what I mean? I just say invest in yourself, Valles. I know you go make the best of it too. We down there too. Nah, Valles they advantage nothing, Justin. If people stick, you stick. I can tell you that I want. If you stick, you get the click. That is how I drink Hennessy right now. I ain't gonna see nothing. Trav, again from the top scriptures again.
You see that shoulder, wicked the blouse and
They call it conspiracy. Propaganda in the media so full of deceit. In the world of the easy big crowd of the elites. One man buying up the farmland to put mRNA in veggies and all the meat. Biological war for these demons do what any needs. And Congress passing these laws and slave us behind the scenes. While they keep putting the shotguns on your little screen. The truth is not what they use to call conspiracy. The population debris, confusion and blasphemy. Racism, no unity, kids and sexuality. How to destroy the families with fake celebrities. Cut the fallacies, let's snap back to reality. They were control over your life, one world currency, 50-minute cities, modern day slavery, brimstone, fire, fear, agenda 2030, swift judgment of those involved with Epstein Island, human trafficking and them blood diamonds, cobalt and gold and taken away from the Congolese, philanthropists experiment with virus and disease, hand gain a function, yes, to the leaders, time to stand up, time to fucking speak up, if you don't submit to the fair, they will have to ease up, squeeze them back out whenever they try to squeeze us, only conspiracy is the lies that feed us. Open your eyes, you will see through the lies. Humanity needs to unify.
Yes, my scriptures, boy.
The rule is to divide us.
Scriptures keep getting them this kind of vibe, my Lord.
Through the lies.
I just personally love it.
To unify, cause the only way for them to rule. Set a dirty pedophiles who practice human sacrifice, who rig elections to make sure all their plans are falling line, promoting a vaccine, a toxic. Made a lot of people just drop quick, corrupt politicians in their pockets. While them get injected with saline and billionaires by vaccine subs just to make...
No. A lot of people have like a whole conspiracy thing against COVID and all of that, right? But I don't know if you know who's Russell Brand. You know the comedian Russell Brand. He had an interesting point that kind of went viral the other day. Just based on of the people who really profited off of Corona was the companies, the Pfizer's, the who and the who and the who. So who's not to say, right? I know, but here the circle back now. The kick back now. In politics, especially American Western politics, like some of the greatest, the major funders of campaigns are the pharmaceutical industry. I'm just saying. Makes a lot of sense. But anyway, we just talking that because the name of the song is called Conspiracy from Scriptures. Y'all go check it out. Go run up that. This is the grind playing the best in TNT music. I mean, the Jammers and them, I had a burnout was yesterday, so I mean, I might as well just carry forward the thought process. And of course, Hennessy I beat. I want to leave with this one, Trav. Let's go down to number 10. Station. Artist called Station. This one is called Cold World. I want to leave with this one. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the grind from exactly 6 to 9 p.m. for the first time in a long time. Right, shout out to Music TT. Shout out to fella OK for passing through. He's going to be part of the panel and the speakers at the Reverb X Experience Conference 2023 going on from this Wednesday to Friday. You can still register now. Make sure go and register if you are an artist or producer or creative who is serious about your career and expanding your career and networking. Networking is a very important part of it. I will be down there for some of the days. I'll be hosting some of the events. So will some other people from our radio. But it's not just because we are in collaboration with Music TT. I have always worked with Music TT doing these sort of things, and these conferences are very important. I have partaken in them as an artist coming up, both locally and globally. and it is worth the while. It is definitely worth the while. So it's worth way more than $300. And if you want to go check out the website now, RBRB Experience, and if you see one day that you think will be more valuable to you than the others, I know time's rough, and you just want to spend a little $100 on that one day, go and sign up for that one day. If not, take the whole 3-day pass. Valdez, you are the winner! All right, for the 3-day pass. And of course, who was the winner from before? Scriptures. Yeah, Scriptures yourself. Right, send the email, right? All right, we close off with this one. This one is called O.U.R. coming from the artist goes by name of Station. This is your Truly Chromatics, DJ Trav. This has been The Grind. Catch y'all next week. Same bad place, same bad time.
I'm smile but I'm cold from the inside. And I can't trust people, me not sell high. All girl full of lie, me realize. You coulda never see a fake with fake eyes. Them love sip from and tell be lies. Right now me feel higher than blue skies. Pick it them and me right. Pick it them and me right. Wild dog, better watch how you talk you. In a face, crying up your last few. Fully paranoid like this, I'm a last move. Singing from your heart like this, I'm a last tune. Girl, I send for the G in a one view. Say what the remember, see how your punk look. Say them would I never switch with them on Nintendo. Yeah. People, so I can't trust them. Big death for the bad mind, I still a bleed and my heart still a pain. Heart froze water in my bloody eye. Only things there in my mind. Me know them don't like me, I see signs. Make I walk on them, make a lot of night. Watch you chain on the streets, this a real life. Mine, I love boy like street sign. None no sweet, no the slums like tea time. Wild dog, better watch how you talk you. Still in a face, crying up your last view. Fully paranoid like this, I'm a last move. Singing from your heart like this, I'm a last tune. Girl, I send it to the G in a one view. Say what
Islands in the sun, together 50 strong. 50 years they have been here giving you the best. Trinidad to the bone, KFC, TNT is home.
The Golden Down 50 strong, every line, anytime.
Trinidad to the bone,
KFC,
TNT is home.
Doors open in 1973.
St. James the first outlet in Trinidad.
It's TNT that take this singer.
For KFC, TNT is really sweet, sweet TNT.
Oh, we love up this country.
Sweet, sweet TNT. Best place in the world to ever be.
Oh, 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 oh.
It's KFC's 50th anniversary in TNT. Come join the celebration. KFC, it's finger licking good.